All aboard the animation station, taking you through the Pixar catalog. This next upcoming stop is Pixar's second feature film, A Bug's Life, and I am the circus bug who regularly gets mistaken for a warrior. I'm the Brazilian dragon himself, Felipe Shimon, and as always, I am joined by the guy who dreams of becoming a beautiful butterfly. It is the great, fantastic AJ Norris. AJ, how are you doing on this lovely day?
Felipe, I am doing great. I'm super excited to be back here talking to you about the next Pixar film, A Bug's Life. Let me tell you something. I had a good time watching it. It was a fun watch. It wasn't Toy Story. I missed it.
It was not Toy Story, but we still had fun. We make the most of it. Again, it's the sophomore slump. I think it was improved upon animation wise, and I appreciate. We can't always get a 10 out of 10 banger in Pixar, and we're gonna hit some doldrums. And this was still an enjoyable watch. I didn't hate my
hmm
life watching this, and this is probably better than most animated movies. Like a bad Pixar or a solid Pixar movie is still like a great animated movie. I feel like for the most part.
Um, it was fine. Like I watched this thinking like it was going to be terrible. It was going to be horrible. Contention for the worst Pixar movie, and I'm not sure if I would say it would be in the contention of the worst, but like I think if it came around like the dark ages of Pixar, this would have been perfectly fine.
I feel you on that. Yeah, and it's
Like like
interesting.
mm,
Go ahead.
it's very unfortunate of who it surrounds itself by, if that makes sense.
Like who's in the cast,
No,
or
the other movies around
the
us,
that
like
it's in the sandwich of like Toy
Toy
Story, Toy
Story,
Story
Toy Story,
2,
Monsters Inc., Finding
Finding Nemo.
Nemo, Incredibles. It's like, yes, you are going to get drowned out if you got such bangers. But if it was like more in like the Brave, Monsters University, Cars 2 era, it'll be like,
I
yeah,
feel you.
this is the valedictorian.
I get you on that. Yeah, I like you're we discussed it on the last podcast that it's kind of like the the black sheep of the early Pixar films.
Mhm.
We don't recognize it, but the Bugs Life people, they're out there. They are rolling
They're out
around.
there.
They're rocking and seeding hard for this movie. And I think something that I recognized on this watch of Bugs Life is that this is a lot of comedy, but the jokes are very like obscure and go over your head even as an adult. If you're not paying attention, there's a lot of like rat-a-tat comedy, whereas like in Toy Story, the comedy's kind of like in your face and up to like on top of it. Like
Mhm.
it's very loud and bombastic, whereas A Bug's Life is just kind of like whippersnappers, just like there's a joke. It's kind of very. I saw someone compare this on Letterboxd to like Simpsons and the amount of jokes per minute there are. There's a
Hmm.
lot of like puns and especially with like Slim the Stick. Like there's a lot
Yes.
of stuff with him. So I don't know. I'm excited to talk about this. I still gave this a 4 out of 5 because again, I think Pixar movies are pretty solid for the most part. Whereas Toy Story is a 5 out of 5. This is still like a B for me. I don't know. And we'll discuss it. But before we get
Yeah.
into Bug's Life, AJ, have you had any interesting Toy Story takes after we last spoke? Have you noodled on it a little longer?
I don't think so. I think I got a lot of it off my chest. Unless you have something your heart is telling you, Felipe,
Well, I just want to
say
share
it.
two facts that I found out since recording. There was this interesting story that I read. I stumbled upon it via the Wikipedia page, but
Mm.
it led me to a link on Fox News, which is
We
always a
love Fox
scary.
News.
Do we?
No, I
Um,
was joking.
but father son were lost at sea many years ago. A 12-year-old son and a father, and the way they kept each other going, they were lost at sea for like 15 hours overnight. They kept yelling to infinity and beyond, back and forth like Marco Polo, and they did get separated, and they later were both rescued, thankfully. But that was something that I discovered. So like the impact that this has for like generations to come, like this
Hmm.
is very like to infinity and beyond is even referenced in this movie. Um,
Yes.
and then the other one that I found was that so Debian operating software, their versions are named after Toy Story characters. So the first one, the first version, it's like a software system. It's the first one is Buzz. The second one is I want to say Slinky. The third one is Woody. The fourth one is Bo. I can pull up
Hmm.
them, but I thought that was very, very interesting to read that like the impact and naming convention as well for the Debian operating systems.
listen, Toy Story has a long-reaching impact. I'm not surprised to hear that, because especially because like I didn't think Infinity and Beyond like hit like it did, but like the fact it's on this movie, the fact that it helped save that father and son, like honestly, Toy Story is it was a banger, and I not low on Bugs Life because I was just like high on Toy Story,
I
but like.
I I'm curious to discuss Bug's Life because also Bug's Life seems like more of an ensemble piece versus like Toy Story was very much Bugs, Buzz, and Woody.
That
Um,
was one of my points. I was like, this is too big of a cast.
Well, I was actually gonna go and lead into like what your memories are. I know we discussed a little bit on the end of the Toy Story podcast, but like what your history is with A Bug's Life. So if you want to repeat that for people who haven't listened to our Toy Story podcast since it just came out, this is a little bit later. So what do you want to share about like your backstory with Bug's Life? Did you coming into this like what was your familiarity with the story, with the characters, with the world?
I was I will say this. I think I completely forgot about probably my favorite scene in this movie after watching it. But like I feel like I had a really strong memory of A Bug's Life. Like it was constantly on in daycare when I was a kid. So
Hmm.
this is one of the people movies that were like on repeat. I remember a lot of moments, a beautiful butterfly, like all that stuff. So I think I had a strong, solid remembering of A Bug's Life. I think I remembered like the first 30 minutes, like taking off two-thirds of the movie and not just the first third. So I was like, oh,
That's how I feel about like a lot of movies from my childhood recently. So I went to see Shrek last night for the 25th
mhm.
anniversary, and I was like, wait, this all happens in the first 10 minutes? I felt like this was like 45 minutes. Like
Yeah.
when you watch these kids' movies that like have a tight 90 to hour 20 or 120-minute runtime,
Yeah.
every scene matters more. And as a kid, you remember it taking longer to get to certain points in the movie. But then as an
Hmm.
adult, you're like, wait, we're already here? What the heck?
Like,
Like this movie, like these movies hit different as an adult because you're so used to like things taking their time to get there and you've seen them so many times that you remember
mhm.
like I don't know, it's just fascinating, right? Because I remember these scenes in these movies taking a lot longer to get to and then we're
Yes.
like, yo, we're here, we only have 10 minutes at the circus bugs in the bar. Like I thought that was literally like for 40 minutes of the movie.
Genuinely, like Flick leaves the ant colony, blink, and he's back. And I was like, whoa, that was it. We just went in and out. He was effective. I thought this man was incompetent.
This
Everything
literally took overnight, it seems like, based on the pacing of the movie, but he was probably gone for like 2 months.
2 months, 8 minutes.
I mentioned this in the last one, but like
Yes.
I associate A Bug's Life with my late grandfather, shout out Vovo Adi, because of when he was in the hospital, and then we went home on the plane from Brazil to Boston. This was one of the movies I watched. I think I did a double feature of this and The Aristocats. So I associate
Yes.
those movies with like early January 2013, after the last time I saw my grandfather. But I also associate this movie a lot with the ride. I don't know if you ever went on It's Tough to Be a Bug in Animal Kingdom. So that's like a core
I don't think
feature
I've been
of
to
Bug's
Animal Kingdom.
Life. You're missing out. We need to go. Once you pass the bar, once we have more stable income, we will go and celebrate and do Epcot around the world, shot o'clock. We can go to Pandora. We can have some fun. We can go for Encanto World. I'm so excited for that. They're making the Americas, the tropical Americas park in Animal Kingdom. But also, I remember a lot in my head. Flick and Heimlich were as core of a dynamic duo as Bugs and Woody because of the Toy Story
In
2
what world?
bloopers. Because of the Toy Story 2 bloopers. Because in
Oh,
Toy Story 2, when they're doing the like bloopers where Buzz and the other toys are going to look for Woody, and then Flick and Heimlich are on a leaf, and they're like, okay, we're finally ready to start production on A Bug's Life 2, and it's Flick and Heimlich. So in my head, I was like, oh, these are the two for Bug's Life. And even like I hadn't seen this movie since 2013, January 2013. So it's been 13 years.
mhm.
Um, Even in my head, I was like, wait, aren't they like they're like a dynamic duo? No, they like have no second of independent screen time, just the two of them. Like you can talk about Flick and Ada, you can talk about Flick and Dot, you can talk about Francis and the Blueberries, Francis and Slim, Gypsy and Manny. Like they're more dynamic duos. Like Heimlich is just like kind of like is Heimlich the star of the movie, like the comedic star? Because in
God no.
my
Oh,
I feel like no. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I feel like Pixar and Disney want to make Heimlich a thing,
yes.
but I feel like the other characters in the movie are more memorable, and no shade to Heimlich, who's like a fun character I enjoyed, but like I felt like Francis was more of an MVP. I feel
Yes.
like Slim was really funny. Dot, of course, like if you're asking me who the star of this movie is, it is Dot. Like she is gonna get my MVP. Spoiler alert for later.
Hmm.
The great Hayden Panettiere. I love the little rasp that she does in this voice and her voice acting here. So yeah, but I feel like Pixar and Disney for years have tried to make Heimlich a thing. And then rewatching this movie, I was like, yo no entiendo. I don't get it.
Like generally they were pushing Heimlich down our throat to the point where I think Heimlich was probably the second most memorable character from this movie. And watching this movie, I would not even be in my top five.
Like, they're trying to make Flick and Heimlich like the Buzz and the Woody, the Mike and the Sully, the Lightning and Mater. Like, but he's genuinely not. Like, Heimlich is kind of like a background supporting character. And shout out to Joe Ranft, because Joe Ranft has a memorable voice doing this, and the late
Hmm.
great Joe Ranft, who was the voice of Heimlich. And we can talk more about the casting in a little bit. But like, I don't know. I feel like when you ask people about Bug's life, Heimlich might be a top memory of theirs, even though he's not that relevant to the overall plot of the movie.
Like I think it was the scene at the end where he gets his finally wings and they're so tiny to his big body. I think that was like that's like a core memory of mine of Heimlich's. But like literally, I was like, you are very one note to me. Like it's
Yeah,
not nothing special, nothing interesting. And I think it could be like a
but
situation where
maybe for the kids, Heimlich stands out.
yes, I especially for like the physical comedy of it all.
Yeah,
Like like
because like we said,
like
this movie is very joke heavy, and there's a
mm-hmm.
lot of joke density. But like, I think this is one of those Pixar movies that probably hits better as an adult than a kid. Because as a kid, I was like, okay, this is fine, but like the comedy doesn't hit the way that like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. hits even for kids. Whereas this one is like, there's so many like comedic actors in this show. It's kind of like the comedy is very smart, right? I feel like if you're not fully developed frontal lobally, is that a phrase? Frontal lobally?
We'll ride with it.
I feel like if your frontal lobe isn't developed, a lot of these jokes are going to go over your head.
Like literally, you got people like Richard Kind here. You have people like Julia Louis Dreyfus in this. Like you have like hilarious people in this thing. And I'll be honest, like I was like, let me think of what are some really good quotes that I think were like really left with me. And I was like,
I mean,
no.
we did the whole Buzz the Toy Story movie, and I was just like quoting a ton, and I only have a couple of quotes, and some of them are more dramatic quotes, anyways, like the things that stick with me. And like on the other side of it, like this movie has a fantastic villain. I'm gonna die on this hill, on this ant hill, if you will. Like I think Hopper, like at the end of this rewatch series, when we finish
Mm.
this all, I think Hopper could be on our Mount Rushmore. And very complicated issues surrounding Kevin Spacey that we don't have the time to discuss on this podcast. But this performance of his, like Hopper is a top tier Pixar villain, whether he ends up on the Mount Rushmore or not. Like we'll see. But at the very least, like I remember, like oh, Hopper is a killer villain at the very least, and I'm excited to discuss when we introduce more menacing villains. But compared to Sid, like we'll get there when we get there. But I think Hopper is definitely like the top tier villain, and maybe that's what this movie has going for it compared to the other ones, where like maybe besides Randall, like the oh, and Syndrome, of course, there's not real antagonist. No, what am I talking about? Prospector Pete's coming up next.
Like I was gonna say, like there's a lot of like banger villains like in Disney, not Disney Pixar, and they're coming up soon. But like I agree. I need to relook at where I put Sid. Because after watching Flick, not Flick, Hopper, I'm like, I might have put Sid too high. I might have too high on Sid as a
Hopper's
person.
menacing, and like I don't know, like this performance was incredible. Like I don't support Kevin Spacey in the year of our Lord 2026, but I thought like if there was a voice acting Oscar of that year, he definitely could have been nominated. And we can talk about the casting and go through the history of this film. But
Mm.
overall, like coming away fresh takes, like we'll talk about the movie as we go through it. But like, did you have fun watching it?
Here's my thing. I don't know if I was just tired when I was trying to watch it. It was not easy for me to get through. Like there's
Okay.
multiple times I was like, I paused the movie. I was like, I can do something else right now.
Yeah, I think I watched this in two sittings myself as well, which to be fair, so did I do that with Toy Story, the first one. But I don't know, there was like a more excitement around Toy Story. And then like even just watching the
Mm.
movie, I was like, oh, this is cute. This is fun. This has great musical score. Shout out Randy Newman once again. But yeah, well, I mean, it's no secret. I think we're gonna give this our second spot compared to the first movie we watched. But I'm excited to chat with you. Like, I think we're gonna
Yes.
find a lot of fun. And who knows, looking back, maybe this won't be in our top tier. This might be middle tier Pixar at the end of this whole project. But
Hmm.
I'm excited that we're rewatching everything, the good and the like not as good. But this movie, like,
Yeah.
we're gonna sing its praises when it deserves, like we did with Hopper. I
Hmm.
think some of the animation looked really, really cool, and the like
Yes.
reading about the production of this movie and how they like created the world and like used a little mini camera that they built on a Lego and put it in the grass to try to get perspective of bugs. I thought that was
Hmm.
super cool for like the innovation in technology, and that's some of the coolest stuff about this rewatch series for us is like me going through and like reading about the production and like learning about it. We can also talk a lot about the beef between Ants and Bugs Life, which I'm sure you're excited because you love petty drama. Um,
When I tell you I do not remember ants.
Ants is even more like dark and satirical.
Okay.
Yeah, like more satire. It's Woody Allen, right? So another problematic man. But do you want to learn more about the history? I don't have as many fun games as I did last time, but
Talk to me about the history, baby.
today we're talking about A Bug's Life, which opened around the world on November 25th, 1998. It premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles on November 14th and November 20th, 1998. So it had two premiere screenings. A second Pixar movie, 3 years after Toy Story, directed by John Lasseter from a screenplay by Andrew Stanton, Donald McEnery, and Bob Shaw. Story by John Lasseter, Andrew Stanton, and Joe Ranft, who also played Heimlich. The budget was between $40 million dollars and $120 million, dollars, and the box office worldwide gave it $363.3 million. Dollars. It stars a very comedic cast from a lot of different sitcoms. Dave Foley was Flick, Kevin Spacey, Hopper, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Ada, and Hayden Panettiere as Dot are the core cast members for this film. Initially inspired by Aesop's The Ant and the Grasshopper.
Hmm.
And so overall, like, your expectations of this movie were we talked about them, but anything that like really stood out to you in terms of like positive takeaways from this movie, because we've been kind of like agnostic, I'd say. Anything, what was like the best parts of this movie on your rewatch, AJ?
Like I would say hands down, and maybe because it was like dark outside, like the final fighting sequence after they burned the bird, like so visually stunning. Going up the tree with the rain falling, like going in and out of the branches, then coming down from the tree into that little ravine. Like visually, like I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best Pixar's look so far.
Same,
Um, yeah.
same feeling for me, but it was a very quick scene. But when the grasshoppers are flying in the sunrise, and
Hmm.
with the music is fantastic in that moment, that was like peak animation for me as well. Like that might have been the best sequence that I witnessed in this rewatch so far. And I know we talked about the light when Woody pushes Buzz out the window in the first Toy Story, but like
Yeah.
I think I'm on light watch and you're on nature watch for these projects. But
Fair.
so the origins of this story, so of course, like inspired by the Ant and the Grasshopper, but in the summer of 1994, during a lunchtime pitch between Lasseter, Stanton, Rampt, and Pete Docter, who's kind of like the head of Pixar animation studios these days. Like Pete Docter, I think is like the I don't know what his title is at Pixar, but he's the guy who does all the presentations whenever they're doing like these upfronts or D23 platform
Hmm.
presentations.
Gotcha.
And in this lunchtime session, they also talk about ideas that would later be Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Wally. But they talk about the insects might be simple to animate, just like the toys were in Toy Story. And in the 80s, Disney had tabled a project called Army Ants about a pacifist ant in a militaristic colony. At the June 1995 test screening for Toy Story, they pitched to Michael Eisner, and he was like, okay, cool, I like the idea. Early
Hmm.
July, they do a bugs treatment, and on July 7th, Disney optioned for the second Pixar film per the 1991 original contract agreement that they had. Stanton was hired as a co-director to kind of groom him to direct his own movies, and I believe he's the guy who directs Finding Nemo, our mutual favorite
Yes.
Pixar film. Then, as they were talking about the story, so in this fable, apparently, like the ants push the grasshoppers away because the grasshoppers like pleading for a rock or food, and the ants are like, "No, we don't like you." But in
Mhm.
this one, they made the grasshopper more antagonistic, right? So Hopper's the villain, as opposed to being shunned by the ants. Originally, Flick was going to be a character called Red, and guess what kind of insect Red was?
A fire ant.
Yes, a red ant. And then they changed his name to Flick, and the circus bugs were originally very unlikable, and they decided to
Hmm.
workshop the plot. So instead of them coming with malintentions, they came to Ant Island for the colony via a misunderstanding that's based in comedy. And that's when they brought on McHenry and Shaw for polishes because they were comedy writers at the time.
Right.
Um, Andrew Stanton in the second grade had a drawing that would inspire the characters of Tuck and Roll, which are the pill bugs that
Hmm.
are so silly. That's us. We're Tuck and Roll.
I hated tuck and roll.
You hated Tuck and Roll?
I
Why?
hated tuck and roll. Oh, they were so annoying. Oh, they were so annoying.
They were cracking me up. We were hee hee
Oh
ha
my
haing.
gosh, the entire film they kept showing back up. I was like, ugh,
Do you hate the
gross.
minions?
Do not to my knowledge, no.
Because they have minion energy. They're just goofballs. They're buffoons.
And the buffoons need to be kicked out of the circus crew.
But they were the funny ones.
They were not the funny ones. We're pretending that what was the name? Francis was not right there.
Francis was hilarious. No.
Like Francis was carrying their own.
Okay, would you rather watch a circus show with like Gypsy and Manny or Tuck and Roll? Because for me, I'm sat for Tuck and Roll. Like Francis is might be the only one that I would watch over Tuck and Roll. Tuck and Roll were cracking me up.
Honestly, here's the thing: give me Manny and Gypsy. I like magic. Like it was bad magic, but I like magic.
AJ will be pulling up to the PT Flea Circus for Bad Magic.
Like listen. I'll be pulling out to the PT Flea Circus to watch it burn.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Okay, so I guess AJ doesn't like Tuck and Roll, but I
No.
did. Lasseter envisioned a film as an epic, and his inspiration was Lawrence from Arabia from 1962. A very,
Oh.
very great film that I haven't seen, but from my knowledge, a very different kind of film than this. But um, we go at the time. We're in the height of the '90s sitcoms, right? So
Yes.
sitcom stars they get Dave Foley from News Radio, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, of course, from Seinfeld,
Hmm.
Richard Kind, not his first. Or sorry, his first but not his last Pixar film. Do you know who else Richard Kind voices in the Pixar
No, tell
cinematic
me.
universe? He is the voice of Bing Bong and Inside Out.
Bing bong.
So we are
Oh.
gonna have to track because he is definitely not the only. I mean, John Ratzenberg already pulling in a second Pixar movie off the bat, and we'll talk about him. He's the voice of PT Flea. But of course, we should do a spreadsheet of like the different actors who do more than one Pixar voice.
Okay.
But yeah, he plays Molt, and he's from Spin City. David Hyde Pierce plays Slim, and he's from Frasier. Brad Garrett is the voice of Dim, and he's from Everybody Loves Raymond. Joe Ranft, he's the voice of Heimlich because he did it in the scratch track, and Nancy Lasseter, John Lasseter's wife, liked it a lot. Do you know which Disney Channel star was in this movie?
The correct answer is yes, but like, it's because I looked at the Wikipedia.
Okay, say it.
Ashley Tisdale.
She's the voice of the head blueberry.
I don't know who the head blueberry was.
So the blueberries are the Girl Scout troop.
No, I
So
know who the
okay,
blueberries were. I don't know who the head
okay.
was.
Well, I think she's the voice of all the blueberries, honestly, besides Dot.
Oh.
Now, also, Robert De Niro was asked multiple times to be Hopper, and then he turned it down repeatedly. So
Ooh.
he was Lasseter's top choice. Do you know what role Robert De Niro would later do in a DreamWorks animated movie?
In DreamWorks. Uh, uh, I- my gut says a Kung Fu Panda villain.
No, so you're not too off. This is going to be on our season 2 when we do DreamWorks next year. But we will talk about the Great Shark Tale with Will Smith,
Oh, I love Shark
and
Tale.
he's the voice of Don Leno, Jack Black's dad.
Oh, interesting.
Shark Tale. I wonder how that holds up with the Will Smith Fugglefish.
No, I love Shark Tale as a kid. No, that was the
Same.
movie.
Meet me at the car washing.
Hey.
So then the Ray Kevin Spacey got cast. So Lasseter met him at 1995 Oscars when they both won. John Lasseter won for achievement in like special effects or whatever. He won a special award for Oscars. And then Kevin Spacey won for his role in The Usual Suspects as Kaiser
Mhm.
Sose. He asked Kevin Spacey if he was interested, and Spacey was so excited about it, he signed on immediately. And this is also going to be the final film appearance of Roddy McDowall, who played the voice of Mr. Soil, who's like the teacher for
Oh,
theater. He passed away before the movie premiered.
oh,
Uh,
that's a
but but when I was doing research for this movie, I found out that this is a very gay voice cast between David Hyde Pierce, Kevin Spacey, Roddy McDowall, and Hayden Panettiere, who identify as a bisexual butterfly. We love. This is a very gay voice cast, and we love. We love to see gays in the arts.
what would I know Hayden Panettiere from?
She's the cheerleader from Heroes. She's like a famous actress. You've definitely seen her and stuff. She's Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. Oh my God, why is she escaping me? Her brother was in the last day of summer vacation, and everyone said that we used to look like me and him back in the day. Hannah Panettiere, just look her up.
Okay, because I
You're
was like,
gonna be
that
like,
name
oh,
sounds
this
familiar.
girl. You're gonna be like, this girl. AJ's looking her up. Like I know her best from Heroes, but she was definitely in other stuff. She was in like Disney Channel stuff, I'm sure, back in the day. Nickelodeon. Hayden Panettiere. Um, Bring It
Hmm.
On, All or Nothing, Nashville. She was oh my God. Oh, she was nominated for a Young Artist Award and Grammy Award for Bug's Life, making her the fifth youngest nominee of a Grammy
Oh,
ever. She was in Remember the Titans. She was in Dinosaur. She was in Tiger Cruise and Racing Stripes and Ice Princess.
like her name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen much of her work.
I feel like she was I mean for me she's the most famous for the TV show Heroes where she played Claire Bennett.
And I've never
Uh,
seen Heroes.
did you ever watch the Amanda Knox Murder on Trial in Italy movie?
No,
She played Amanda Knox. Oh, she's the voice of Kairi in Kingdom Hearts if you play those games.
I don't play Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Well,
To all the hater Panettiere stands out there, I don't care.
no,
I,
we love Hayden Panettiere. Shout out to Jansen. Rest
listen.
in
I
peace, my
love
king.
Dot. Dot was amazing this movie. But besides that, hater means nothing to me. I mean,
Until we do the Heroes rewatch in a few years. No, I'm kidding.
wild.
Um, but two supervising animators in this movie were Rich Quaid and the late great Glenn McQueen, who Lightning McQueen was named after. And then they
Hmm.
did the first sequence animated and rendered. The first one that was animated and rendered was the circus sequence with PT Flea catching fire, the flaming wall of death, as they called it. They made a little bug cam, which I told you about already, where they put the little miniature camera on the Legos and
Hmm.
like put them in the grass. And they got the perspective of ants with the translucent canopy, which they utilized for this film. They watched the French documentary called Microsomos from 1996 about insects. And they had multiple characters and storylines different from Toy Story, where it was very much like Woody and Buzz.
Hmm.
So that's where a lot of the world building comes from because they have so many. So this movie was harder to animate, but they would have the ants on two legs to make it easier for them because the ants didn't look very likable in the original runs when they were walking around like real insects, and that's why the grasshoppers have those extra appendages because it apparently makes them look more unlikable.
Oh my gosh, how dare you walk on all your legs? You're so likable. That's insane.
Bill Reeves was the supervising technical director, and he developed a software for the ant crowds based on past inventions of particle systems that he did in the 80s. And then the co-founder of Pixar, Edwin Catmull, developed subsurface scattering to render surfaces more lifelike when he was at the University of Utah in the 1970s. And they made the whole Pixar short Jerry's Game from 1997 to
I
work out
love Jerry's game.
subsurface. Yes, so they actually released Jerry's Game in front of this movie because they did a lot of the same technology with subsurface scattering for Jerry's Game to like practice it. And Jerry's Game is such a good one, right? Where he's playing
Yes.
chess with himself, and then we see
Yes.
him in Toy Story 2.
Didn't know that second part.
Yes, he's the guy who fixes Woody. That scene is so soothing. I cannot wait to talk about that scene.
I can't wait to get. I can't wait to get. We'll talk more about Toy Story 2 at the end. We're
Yes.
we're focused on the bug side right now.
Yes. So do you want to what do you know about the Pixar versus DreamWorks stuff?
Nothing.
Are you excited to learn?
Sure.
Katzenberg left Disney over the John Katzenberg left Disney over the feud. Is it John Katzenberg? I need to look this up. But he left Disney over a feud with Michael Eisner many years earlier. And then he formed DreamWorks with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. And then the trades reported that the first project that they combined forces with DreamWorks and Pacific Data Images would be Ants. In 1995, in October, Lasseter had told Katzenberg details about A Bug's Life while they were doing like a lunch meeting or whatever, just because they remained friends, right? And
Mhm.
then they talked about A Bug's Life, encouraged, and John Lasseter was also like, everybody, get into computer generated animation because once Toy Story hits, it's going to boom a new era of this type of filmmaking, just like
Mhm.
after Star Wars, there were a ton of space movies. Katzenberg claimed that ants came from a 1991 pitch from Tim Johnson. Other sources list Nina Jacobson. But needless to say, John Lasseter, incredibly backstabbed and hurt by his friend. Katzenberg, meanwhile, was upset that Eisner scheduled A Bug's Life to open against the Prince of Egypt. So he started threatening them and is like, I'm
Mhm.
going to move Ants to October of 1998, pushing it up like a whole 6 months earlier to compete against Pixar. And Katzenberg, apparently, he was like calling Pixar. He's like, yo, I'll negotiate with y'all, but nobody was going to budge. And I was like, well, that's because you didn't have Angelina Keeley negotiating for you. She could have done
She could have
some,
done it.
yes, like she negotiated for the rice, she negotiated with the ladder, she negotiated for the jackets. All these rivaling Ant films actually helped both companies though, because it provoked this press frenzy, and they both had successful box office runs. Now, Pixar did demolish Ants by like almost $200 million more worldwide, and we could talk about that after the end of the movie. But the tension remained high between Jobs and Katzenberg for many, many years. And that's basically the TLDR of the Pixar versus DreamWorks stuff. Um, Now, the score, once again, composed by Randy Newman. There's only one original song called The Time of Your Life from the end credits, but I love Randy Newman's score for this one. I thought there's like some specific movements that he has, like with the opening,
Mhm.
grasshopper ones. I thought Randy Newman, once again, ate it up, and he got like, I think he got an Oscar nomination for this film as well.
Sure. I believe you when you say it. I didn't recognize it at that much. I was looking out for the song for all the movies because I knew it's the only one. And once it came at the end, I was like,
Yeah, it's
this
not
is
as good
fine.
as his other ones. Like we'll definitely talk about it
It's
later,
okay.
but let me see if he Randy Newman Oscar awards. Nah. What do you want to add about like the cast? So like did you play the game where you like were trying to guess who the voices were while you were watching it, or did you know the voices? Like what stood out to you about the casts here?
So I know nothing about the voice actors. I knew nothing about them. The only thing I knew was that Kevin Spacey was Hopper. So I was like honestly looking out for the voices when they happened. And I think the it was and I know I said this once. It was overwhelming the amount of people, the amount of the cast, and like I think it hurt the product as a whole because I think this art not this art Pixar is very much a character heavy character focused franchise where it's like
Hmm.
you can have cool set pieces like I said, but if you cannot relate and feel for the characters, you're not going to get as much. And like I think if you take away Dot and you take away Flick, there was not a lot of time for anyone else to really shine.
I definitely feel you on that. You know what other bug movie came out a couple years before that I just realized? James and the
But
Giant Peach, which is nightmare fuel. That movie's terrifying.
I would take your word for it.
We did a whole Neo movies episode about it back in the day. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Like this is a core cast. It's an ensemble at the end of the day, but like they really focus on a core contingency of characters. But
Mhm.
some of my favorite characters were more of the background ones. Like I love the Queen. I want to know what the hell she was holding that whole time. Like what was
Her
that bug?
pet.
Her pet. But that's another bug. I'm like, do bugs just have other bugs as pets? Like, do you have another human as a pet? No, that's human trafficking.
Well, correct. However, you cannot tell me that ants look at all bugs equal.
Valid. Yeah, no, all bugs like they're on hierarchies, right? So,
They are
um,
like here's the thing. We don't eat other humans, but they do eat other animals.
true, they do. Now,
Yes.
do you think this movie is about labor organization and
Yes.
unionization. Okay. Do you want to go first on that topic or shall I?
You go on that. That's not where I was going.
Okay. I feel very much like so this is like kind of the meme about the movie that like has proliferated my timeline over the years is that like Hopper is like a manager supervisor sort of figure
Mhm,
and like he is trying to get the ants to deliver the
mhm,
product to his satisfaction. Now in this movie the food is for the grasshoppers themselves, is not to distribute and make money off of, but the ants basically realize that there's more of them than they are the managers, the grasshoppers, and they like team up and like they get their rights together, right? So they
mhm.
organize their labor. You said you had another point though instead of that one where you wanted to go with this next statement that you had.
So like I clearly saw the labor issues and the importance of unions, the story behind that, right? Like I was taking this more to a topical feeling. If you know, spoiler for when we're actually recording this, the VRA, the Supreme Court, just had a terrible ruling about it not too long ago, and to dilute the power of minority voices, and it made me feel like this season that we're not season, this era of politics we're in, where it's like quote genuinely like left versus right stuff. When in actuality, like the real battle is between the has and have nots. The people who like the working class people, the lower class people who are working hard day in, day out to just try to make a living wage. Meanwhile, you have the people that are on the top that like the grasshoppers that are benefiting from the lower classes work ethic, the classes effort and error being put in, and to keep us low, they have to like instead of looking at us as the enemies, they try to force us to look at each other as the enemies instead of like looking at the real billionaire class, like them being the bad guys. So that's more what I took from this film. Maybe because of the timing we were in, but
No,
that's more
and
where I went.
I mean, art is inherently political, and this is something that I feel like corporations want us to not think of these movies as political statements, but they, at the end of the day, are based
Mhm,
on truth and experiences. When you have art made by humans, it's gonna have human themes, and politics is ever present, especially in the year of our Lord 2026.
mhm,
So when we're watching this movie from 1998 and we still have the same themes going on, it's a little like disheartening to see that there hasn't been as much progress as you would have hoped in 28, almost 30 years.
mhm,
But no, that definitely like came to mind. Like I was thinking a lot about like you said, the haves versus the have-nots. That's an ever-present theme throughout my life is like these stories are about like who has the power and who has the resources and
mhm,
getting people to antagonize each other, right? Like turn that's like something that corporations and high class society love doing is having the people look inward to fight
mhm,
against each other as a distraction from what their real opponent should be was to look up
mhm,
and organize kind of like whether it's a union, whether it's a protest,
mhm,
but the power of a united front is so much more powerful than when we're dealing with petty drama. And that's kind of like what this whole movie is. Like Flick is such an outcast that they're like so busy picking on him and not liking him, even though he's bringing great ideas. The execution wasn't fantastic, but that wheelbarrow thing, like in theory, was like
in theory.
to help the colony. And they're so focused on making Flick pariah and finding him annoying that they're not willing to stand up to the Hopper until like Flick and the circus bugs are like, wait, but what team? Wildcats. Like they need to get it all together. I don't know why I just did a High School Musical reference in the middle of the podcast, but you know, my brain works in wonderful ways.
That's how your brain works. I'm not gonna fight
Yeah. But
it.
yeah, I think we should all, you know, Bug's Life, show it in history classes. I feel like this is like one of those movies. Like Toy Story is great, and you can talk about like use it as a historical text for like movie making at the time. But like if you really want to get the point across about like what organization can look like
hmm
and the power to fight for change, you show them A Bug's Life.
No,
Use it as
no,
an
no.
educational resource.
Truly, like I like the idea. What was it when we were back in the sombrero hat, where there was like, why are we going back anyway? We got more than we need, X, Y, and Z. And he was like, remember, and Hopper was like, remember that one bug that like almost stood up to me and then cowered back. That's not okay. The fact that he even thought he could do that, we gotta like stomp down on any form of dissent, like as soon as possible.
I mean,
And it,
they literally said they want to squish the bug, which shout out to another Pixar movie if you know, you know. But like it's all about power and intimidation, right? As you're saying.
yeah, yeah, it's about power intimidation, but I think it show. But I think that's actually a more important thing where I'm showing is like your voice, like no matter how insignificant, because like Flick is an outcast. Flick is not someone who has any sort of sway, any sort of persuasion in this colony. They freaking send him away, expecting him not to come back. Like that's how like much of an outcast he is. But the fact that he was willing to speak up put so much fear into this grasshopper. It's like mind that it's like, oh no, what could this possibly be? It's always like show you that like no matter what, your voice, no matter how insignificant you can't think it is, it can start a whole revolution. It can start a whole movement. It can actually make change. Just because you don't know what power you have, other people see your power. That's why they want to keep you down.
Agreed. Yeah. They the people in power like silencing the people below them who have the audacity to speak out because of their own fear.
Mhm,
Because a smart person with a voice can shake the status quo. And they want to have people in boxes that don't intersect or interconnect because they don't want that earthquake that shatters what the system is.
mhm.
Um, and not to make this a reality television podcast,
Okay.
but on this note, to tie it all to like the twists on these reality shows that we watch, Survivor, Big Brother, when you incorporate so much twist that there's no time for people to like find their voice, they dilute the individual power of the contestants, right? So I think
Mhm,
some of the beauty of early Survivor, early Big Brother is the power shakeups and the
mhm,
transition of the status quo from one group alliance to the underdogs because they have the power and flexibility to make their individual voices heard, whether it be at time, whether it be via like um, their voice and like forming alliances,
mhm,
structure, these structural changes to what the shows are when you remove people's votes, when you give them less time, when you
mhm,
break them up so often, when you have all these twists, they're going to stay in the homogenized system that has become created, and there's not going to be as much fluidity because there's not enough individual voices. There's too much fear, right?
mhm.
People play scared, and I don't know. Sorry, that's just something that you made me think of with these, like the power, the connection between Pixar, reality television, and politics.
You know,
That's my TED Talk.
it's a thin line. It's a thin line.
It's a
But
thin line, just like Rosie's webs.
listen.
Did you have a favorite of the circus bugs? Is it Francis?
Yes, Francis.
Are you gonna dress up as Francis for Halloween?
God no.
Of the
No.
Pixar characters we've encountered so far, who is your most likely to be for Halloween?
Woody.
Woody?
Yes.
Woody's Roundup.
I already got a cowboy outfit, so
Yes.
it's like
Yeah,
it's
as you
that's
showed
easy.
us in the Scooby Doo Shaggy Showdown podcast we did last year. Go check that
Interesting.
out on the Scooby Snacks and Chats feed. Um, anyways, anything you wanna add about the political nature of Bug's life, or will we talk about it throughout the
We'll
discourse?
talk about it throughout the movie.
All right, you ready to get into the recap, my friend?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about A Bug's Life.
Yes.
So, great opening sequence. We get this like musical instrumental. The ants are adding to the food pile, one ant
Hmm.
at a time. Around the leaf. That was so funny. I did laugh
That
at
was
that.
funny.
Like around the leaf. We go around the leaf. And Mr. Soil says, "This is not as bad as the twig of 1993." Meanwhile, we discover that the queen is training Princess Ada, and
Hmm.
there's gaps in the line, and that's stressing Ada out. And I wrote down, "What is this green bug in the queen's arms?" Um,
Fair.
we find out Dot can't fly, and then that she's also Ada's sister, which I'm like, respectfully, sorry, I hit my microphone. Respectfully, the whole movie, I was like, I think Dot is Ada's child. I do not believe they're sisters. I believe that Ada is the mom and Queen is the grandma. But I guess they're all sisters and the Queen is the mom.
I I I don't think listen. If you want to go into like the the royal politics of a Bug's Life, we can go there. If that's where you want to go.
Do it.
Like did Ada have some out of marriage intercourse that related into a baby named Dot, and we cannot have the princess sing so impure because we're in the year 1990 whatever.
I just it was like, oh, every
like
time
like
I
Ada is supposed to be wedded to some other noble from another ant colony, and what noble's gonna want a woman who has already had a child out of wedlock?
every time I thought about Bug's life, I was like, oh, Dot, Ada's daughter, and I was like, wait, that's her sister. My mind was blown.
I've never considered this, Felipe, but I will run with it if you wanna.
We get the Flick musical cue, and he's harvesting with a grain tool. Now, this is our introduction to Flick, and you're just
I,
watching.
I, I like how you say musical cue. He almost kills Ada.
He does almost kill Ada, but he has his own musical cue. Like we get the Flick, and immediately you're like, this buffoon.
Yes, and me like was I immediately like okay, everyone has a point.
It's just like, no, get me in the ant colony because I want to boo him too.
I would boo flick on that. Boo, tomato, tomato. What are you doing?
Um, and he makes the grass with the dew. So he's an inventor. Like these movie inventors, they don't get respect. Like
Listen. I respect the idea of inventions. How you supposed to get the seeds if you can't even reach them, my dude?
now, tell me why every animated movie from our childhood, it's like the inventor is a kooky person who like is possibly on drugs. Like Doc Brown from Back to the Future, Maurice from Beauty and the Beast. Why are they shunned from society? Like you're like, oh, you're crazy, man.
Here's the problem. No, Felipe. Like, are you telling me that's not like Elon Musk, Mark
Oh, stop it.
Zuckerberg? Like, what
Stop.
do you mean?
Stop it.
It's are they
Don't
wrong?
don't call Flick those men. But it's also like when you think about it, Pixar being owned by Steve Jobs, and I'm like, this is what you're making him out to seem like because he was an inventor of that time. Like, are you saying that he's like a weirdo like who causes chaos in society? Like Steve Jobs wasn't that. He wasn't this kind of crazy that we have in our streets these days.
Listen, he probably was weird. I think every like great mind you think of was like high key weird.
Valid.
Yes,
That's what they say about they don't say that about Suri Fields though.
they don't. And if anyone said Surrey feels weird, we'd fight.
True. Um, so Dot is insecure about being little, and
Same.
then uh, real, and then Flick uses this rock metaphor for a seed, and talking about the tree, and he's like, and then Dot was like, "It's a rock."
Like, which was dumb. It was so dumb. That was like one of the moments where I was like, oh, we're in a different movie here because
Mhm.
I see what they were going for and they did not get me.
Well, then they pull it back later multiple times. So like it is relevant, but it's just like I get you're gonna be the tree and then the
They
tree of
got me a
life.
grand total one time of the many times they brought it. They kept going into this well multiple times for some reason, especially in the last 20 minutes of this movie.
They really were. We are introduced to the grasshoppers, and the ants hide in the ant hill. And Flick is the last one to show up in the ant hill, but as he's going there, he's trying to get a couple more pieces of food on the leaf, and he knocks everything into a puddle. And uh-oh, that's gonna upset the grasshoppers, and we get introduced to so far the baddest villain in the Pixar cinematic universe. I mean, we only have two so far, but he outranks Sid in all capacity. And I
Mhm.
wrote down like Kevin Spacey's really good in this role.
I really very much enjoyed being introduced to Hopper. Now, before we get to this, more throwing tomatoes at Flick. Like,
Okay, yes. AJ has the receipts.
genuinely, they say everyone get into the anthill. Flick does not go into the anthill. Flick stays in the blaze of grass, and then he decides to go out by himself and throw the last couple of seeds into the thing, knowing he can't reach it, and then decides to take his invention off and just throw it, leaving the mother effing thing on. It's vibrating like a mug and taking out all the food. And what does Flick do? He stands there. He just watches it happen. He doesn't try to save the food. He's like, "Oh no, this is not good."
Flick is a
Like,
menace to society. And it's his
Yes.
society.
Like literally, like I understand why he's an outcast. Like he's doing bad things. Like there are outcasts that's like, oh, y'all are shunning him because he's weird. Oh, you're shunning him because he's not conforming. Y'all are shunning Flick because Flick will absolutely destroy this colony. Like they are just thinking to survive, and Flick is like, why survive when you can die?
AJ is literally like that line from A Lion King 2. Rejection,
Disgrace.
disgrace. And he's like, no, he's like, do you I might have used this example last podcast, but he's literally like that meme from the Simpsons movie where he's the little kid that has the flowers for Lisa, and AJ's the guy next to him who lights it on fire, the
Yes.
torch. Yeah, and that's Flick.
Yes. Light Flick on fire.
He was supposed to be Red, the red ant.
Dang it, it wouldn't work.
But
Oh, but
do you
but
have more
pause.
to say about Flick?
No, but the Hopper introduction, it was so hype. Like everyone just underneath the
AJ
ground.
was like, get him, Hopper. He deserves.
No, but like all the colony underneath in the anthill underneath the ground, just listening as normal. And then you just see a foot come through the ceiling,
Mhm.
and then all the grasshoppers start coming down. I was like, "Oh, this is hype! Oh, this is hype!" And then like Hopper comes down, and everyone shuts up, and it's all on him. I was like, "Yo,
Hopper is scary, and they make him menacing. And
yes."
he says it's a buggy bug world. I wrote down first great Pixar villain. And Molt reveals Hopper was almost eaten by a bird. In the background of the scene, Molt's just yapping in the sidelines, like he's the bad alliance member on one of these reality shows that's gonna run and tell that.
Listen. If he hadn't promised mom on her deathbed that he would not kill Molt, he would have killed Molt.
He would have killed Mold. Yes. That's crazy though. Like saying, you're only alive because our mom died, and I promised her." That's crazy behavior right there. They threaten Dot with Thumper. We meet Thumper, who's like
Ugh.
he's the sketchy one that like, oh, he's real into eating bugs.
Which, like, yeah, chain up the cannibals. Chain them up. We don't like them.
Hopper wants to double the food when the last leaf has fallen. So this is like, I guess, the start of summer. And he says, y'all have until the last day of fall when the last leaf, which, again, a winter movie because technically this is a Thanksgiving film. And
Mm.
we transition, and at the end of the movie, it's wintertime. And then we, I guess, cut forward to like the spring, I guess, all of a sudden at the end when the circus bugs leave once again. But we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Uh, so they have until the last leaf has fallen, and Flick is like, "Let's go find the bigger bugs." The Royal Council is sitting like yelling at him, and then they're like, "Wait,
Wait, can we have like the gang type ish they were pulling? Like they were like, yo, this is how it works. The sun grows the food, ants pick the food, grasshopper eats the food, X, Y, and Z. And like Hopper, again, to the badassness of I like how I'm censoring my stuff on some words, but not others. Um, but like Hopper being like, yo, Grammy, what's the issue? She was like, I'm training the princess. Oh, she was like, oh, so the princess is at fault. Listen, little girl, let me tell you.
Hopper's literally like cracking me up with his. So it's the princess's fault. Okay, he's literally like a toxic boss. He's like, oh,
He's
so
so toxic.
it's like, oh, so it's this management's like, so this department's fault.
It's insane. And then he said, yo, there are some crazy bugs out there. You rather deal with us than want to deal with them. So you better make me happy and give me double the food. And I was like, yo, Hopper, calm down. Yo,
Hopper is menacing.
a menace, Felipe. Like, honestly, pause. One of the highlights of the movie is Hopper.
Hopper, yeah, honestly, Hopper might be the best part. Hopper and Molt, put them on the Amazing Race.
That'll be such a fun maze race, though.
So, would you rather who? Okay, so we're building out our Amazing Race cast. Is it Hopper and
Yes.
Molt, or is it going to be Flick and Dot, Flick and Ada? From this movie, I'd say Hopper and Molt for me personally. We
Oh,
need a villain.
what do you want? Like, would you like a first boot that's going to be a fun to flame out? Because if so, I nominate Manny and Gypsy. Um,
They're that like older couple that like barely gets to the finish line. Phil might have
yes,
to eliminate them on the course. But
yes,
like,
but
because obviously Toy Story, our representation is Woody and Buzz. So then
yes.
this one, like, I feel like Woody and Buzz are like a lock for the final three. Versus
Like Hopper and Molt are not a lot for the final three. In fact, they
Hopper and
may
Molt are
lose.
like fifth or sixth place. They're like the villains of the season who have a like horrible comeuppance because Molt can't screw in a screwdriver or something.
Yes, 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 yes.
They get like double U-turn and Molt can't do his portion of the roadblock.
Correct, correct.
Um, so yeah, it's a bug eat bug world out there, and
Hmm.
Flick is like convening with the Royal Council, and he's like yapping, and they're like talking about how annoying he is, and he's like, "We need to go get bigger bugs to help us fight the grasshoppers, and someone needs to volunteer, and I'll volunteer." And then they're all like, "You'll volunteer? You're leaving? Ooh." I vote for Flick leaves.
I also voted for Flick leaves. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I I think here's the thing. I agree that Flick should leave, but I think if Flick wanted to actually be productive, he would have used this little thing that he used to ruin everything and actually try to help.
I'm just like, why didn't you just hop in the puddle and try to get the food back? Was it like
Felipe, I'm be honest with you. Flick is like bolder than me. I just wouldn't have showed up.
you, you would have just run away?
I'll be like, well, that's it for me. Goodbye, y'all.
Pip pip the
Nice knowing
doodly
you.
doo. So yeah, Flick is like, I'm gonna go to the city. And they're like, okay, yeah, send him to the city, keep him distracted. And then Pick shows up, Flick shows up in that outfit, and I'm like, honestly, what an iconic Pixar fit.
Yes, the little like Boy Scouts type ish. Yeah, I liked it. It was nice.
These kids
Honestly,
are,
pause. That might be my Halloween costume. I like that.
can we
The
talk about two of my
yeah.
favorite characters from this movie?
Talk about
The two little kids that are friends with Dot, and
him.
it's like, my dad thinks you're gonna die. No, my dad thinks you're gonna come back in an hour. No, my dad thinks you're gonna get eaten by a bug or a bird. Like I love those two. Like put them on the Amazing Race.
They were funny. They
And
were
then Dot was
hilarious.
like, no, I believe in Flick.
And I'm like, "Dad, this is not the vibe we're giving right now.
Yeah.
This is not the
No, this is our hater energy,
we
please.
are in hater territory. Fully. Let us hate.
Um, so Flick is like, I'm gonna go get a dandelion to fly, and they're like, what are you doing, you clown?
Here's my thing. I would like to preface this before we continue this in the movie. I don't think Flick deserves all the hate that he gets. But I would be one of the haters. I would be
It makes sense that Flick is going to look for the circus bugs because he's a full ass clown.
like genuinely. Like he has
Like
some good ideas, but like he also has some really bad ones.
this is like Shakespearean level of like comedy of errors. Like they're like just like so many misunderstandings. Like this is like goofballness.
Can we talk about this guy's plan? He says, I'm going to go to the city. I'm going to find some people that, for no good reason, just maybe the kindness of their heart, they're going to come up and try to fight some grasshoppers for us. And then once they beat the grasshoppers, we're free. The grasshoppers aren't going to come and retaliate once they leave. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's also like perfect for a Bug's Life too, which we don't need. But if
We
they
don't need
did
it.
it, do you think the grasshoppers come back, or what do you think?
We got to have new villains.
Maybe the
Uh,
birds. Maybe
the
AI.
see here that's the issue with animals, right? Some animals are like animals, and then you have animals that are like animals, and the birds were the animals because they
Mhm,
couldn't talk. They just chirped and ate. They but the other animals are like, no, we're sentient people that has conversations and vibe.
mhm, yeah. So
So I
we
don't think it could be the birds. I think it has to be something more menacingly, like a beetle
a snake.
or a snake. I guess so.
We
Anteaters.
that could be a Bug's Life too,
Yes.
or um, pollution,
You know what? Mother Nature.
Mother
That is where
Nature.
we're going.
So the Flick uses the dandelion to fly. Okay, let's talk about the city, right? It's
Let's
underneath. It's underneath an RV. Is this the RV that Randall gets beat up at in Monsters Inc.?
That
Give me that shovel. A
good question.
gator, another
Good.
gator. Give me that shovel. We'll talk about Monsters Inc. soon.
Soon. Y'all just got a few weeks. Hold tight.
We get introduced to PT Flea's circus with Slim, Heimlich,
Yes.
Francis, Manny, Gypsy, Rosie, Dim, Tuck and Roll, and of course PT Flea. And the that Francis gets hit on, and then they're like bullying Francis because he's a ladybug, right? So this is
Hmm.
like jokes about gender and stuff. And I like the fact that in my head, Francis was voiced by Larry King.
Larry King, pause. That's way Felipe.
I don't know why I thought Francis was voiced by Larry King all this time, but I know Larry King's in Shrek too.
That's hilarious. Pause. I love that energy. Why didn't they cast Larry King?
Don't know. Let's ask.
Like,
Let's ask John Lasseter, being like, "Yo, why didn't you cast Larry King? Silly goose."
Oh my goodness. Alrighty.
Um, but there's like I don't know if they're flies or mosquitoes. No, they're flies, and they're bullying him. And there's lots
Mm.
of chaos because this is full buffoonery. If we thought Flick was a mess, at least Flick is an individual being a mess. Everybody in the circus is being crazy. Like they're fighting with each other. There's like the this is why circuses need to be abolished. Because imagine the animals in the corner being mistreated by these
Mhm.
buffoons,
That's fair. That's fair. I will not trust these particular people to run any circus. Like,
especially PT Flea.
I'll let's say, if y'all think I hate Flick, this motherfucker PT Flea. I hate him with my entire heart and soul. Like, every time I
Speak
saw
on
him, he
it.
annoyed
Speak
me.
on it.
Oh my goodness. Like he gets worse later on, but this man is so ineffective at his freaking job. He's supposed to make sure everything is running smoothly. And like every time there's a minor inconvenience, he's like, screw it, someone else go out there. Screw it. I don't know what your performance is. This. You know what? People are leaving. The Magic Man, I guess. You know what? Nothing's going right. Let's set things to fire. Let's see if fire can save it.
He's like Pitball, Fireball.
Fireball.
Um, two things I noticed in the scene. So the Casey Jr. crackers, like or
Okay.
cookies, like that's a shout out to Dumbo because that's Casey Jr. The
Mm.
train. Also Dumbo, another circus film. We'll talk about it in season 3. And then I wanted animal crackers. Did you like animal crackers as a kid?
Yes, sadly.
What do you mean, sadly?
Oh, animal crackers are so bad.
Why?
They're just not good.
Oh, I thought you meant there was like a political reason. Like animal.
Uh,
I love
we're
animal
canceling
crackers.
animal crackers. Did you see
I
their stance on abortion? I don't know.
dang. Wow. Imagine like animal crackers. That's like that's the draw they draw the line. But no, I love animal crackers. Like to this day, like you give me an animal cracker, like I will be so happy. Like they're so good. They're very sugary, right? They're probably not good for you. But
Listen, I love playing with them. Like they were fun to play. Like pew 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 pew.
and
Like
then
I
eating them after.
and eating them after as a kid. I was like, yes. As an adult, you should have just played with them. Like,
Dang. I think animal crackers are better than like a lot of the snacks that we ate as kids. Like give me an animal cracker over Cheez It any day.
yo, Felipe, you're just saying wild stuff on this
I'm
podcast
gonna
right now, and I'm
fight
not going to
people.
stand for it.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not going.
Okay, when the episode goes live, everybody, please go on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on the social media for Animation Station, and please tell me, are you Team Animal Cracker or Team Cheez It?
That's wild that you said that. That's an insane opinion to have. Like there are some good opinions, there are bad opinions, and then there are dumb opinions. That was a dumb opinion.
I'm gonna ask Nicole Horn right now, live on the podcast. I'm gonna text her. In the meantime, you tell me, can you introduce the circus animals, like the other ones? Like, who was your favorite of the bunch? Was there one that you had it out for, like of the crew? I think there's 8 in total. Rosie, Dim, Tuckroll, Slim, Heimlich, Francis, Manny Gypsy, 9 of them.
I'll run through each one while you text Nicole.
Cool.
First we got I like to talk about Slim, the stick bug, whose like sole purpose in the circus is to be abused. It's insane. Like they do slapstick comedy. It's like, yo, let me just hurt Slim. I felt so bad because Slim is clearly wants to be a thespian. Slim was made for the theater, and instead he got stuck with this ragtag group of people, which is like very sad. You have tuck and roll. I think they are supposed to be like the acrobats, which I get it. Like hup, hup. Like they do be doing like some very twirls and rolls and spins and stuff like that. But they just are so unserious at their jobs. Like you're being paid. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's why they're so unserious. But you're supposed to be getting paid. Like act like with some decorum. Like one slap each other, and they're the reason why everything goes up in flames because they couldn't like keep their act together for like 5 seconds. I feel bad for Rosie. I like Rosie. I think we got a grand total of 3 lines from Rosie, and I feel like Rosie could have been like a good straight man in this movie.
Yeah, Rosie deserved more screen time, but
Mhm.
she probably, if I had to guess, like if I was gonna be a producer here in the moment, I feel like Rosie's probably the hardest one to animate because of all the
Mhm.
appendages and all the like. We didn't every time that someone was trapped in a web, we really barely saw her making the web. So
Yeah,
I feel like they probably like cut her for time.
that's fair. That makes sense.
But like Rosie was fantastic. Like I would like if I were to hang out with these like if you like you this is your big friend group, right? And
Yes.
you could pick your 3 favorites. I would pick Francis, I would pick Rosie, and I know you're anti tuck and roll. They probably would be
Yes.
too crazy to bring out into the world, so I'd probably bring like Slim. Slim would
Yes.
like I feel like Slim would be a great movie buddy because he would
Those
just
would
be
be my
cracking
three.
jokes. Um, Slim, David Hyde Pierce, in this one, and like he just is like the broom. He's the stick. He's like
Hmm.
everything, and I'm just like, leave my guy alone. He's just out here living his life,
Just trying to live
and
his
you're all
life. Just
making him a
chilling.
prop.
A prop. This is a whole stick bug, and you're just using him as a prop.
Exactly, the disrespect on my man.
So much.
Yes. But so your least favorite was tuck and roll, you said?
Yes.
You know who also I like? I would love to like, Dim is your loyal, quiet friend that like he's just the yes man. He's
Who?
like Dim. He's like the big one who's like kind of like
Isn't
a
them a
round up boy.
child?
Is he a child?
I got big like that's like a 5-year-old energy.
What is he doing at the circus?
That's what I said.
I felt like Dim is like your quiet, your solid friend who's like gonna yes man all your ideas. He's just like loyal and brave and kind, and
Like
he's
they
just
were
like,
making potty training jokes about them.
is Dim a child?
I think them as a child.
Okay, in addition to telling us which food choice is better, Cheez-Its or animal crackers, tell us, is Dim a child or an adult?
Like that's how I watched this entire movie as them as a child.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, and I've seen this movie twice, once for fun. The way I consume for podcasts is I do once for vibes, once for notes. And
Most for
then
guys, most for notes.
and then I also like listen to it on in the background when I'm falling asleep so I like am very familiar with like the first 30 minutes of this movie. But um yeah, so I guess PT after he gets fired, he fires them.
Yes.
He fires them from the Casey Junior Circus. I don't know what it's called. And then I like this little detail that the city's under the RV, and this is where I wrote down Randall. Do you think this is the same? Like when we get to Monsters Inc., please table this.
Wait, say that one more
Remind
time.
me when we get to Monsters Inc. Remind me to bring up the RV with the Randall and ask if this is when we get is the RV that these people the same RV.
I can do
Like,
that.
do you know what I'm talking about at the end of Monsters Inc.?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I will also say
Another
like
gator.
underrated line of the movie was PT Flea. This is the one compliment I'll give PT Flea. He said, and I quote, "No refunds after 2 minutes."
That's funny. That's funny.
That's
Um,
fine.
this is like the Times Square of empty boxes and lights.
No, oh, Times Square.
Like this is like their Bugs Life Times Square. Like the way that he's walking when Flick arrives, he looks up at the lights
Mm.
and there's like all these boxes of like cookies and crackers and
I see, I see, I see.
like bags of chips and that's like the lights of like the new city. I felt like
I
this is
feel what you
supposed
mean.
to be Times Square and then they go into the bar. And this was a line I got. So Flake is like, I need some tough bugs. I need some tough bugs. Which makes sense now. Like it's clicking for me, like why it's called It's Tough to Be a Bug because they need tough bugs for this movie.
Hmm.
So Flick sees a bouncer kicking another bug out of a bar, and
Yes,
then Flick is like, "I'm gonna go to that bar because that's where I can find tough bugs."
yes.
And the circus bugs are toasting to getting fired, and then this line cracked me up. So the mosquito's at the bar. He's like, "Bloody Mary, oh positive."
I did like that. I did like that.
The flies are bullying Francis again because they're at the bar also, and they pretend to be warrior bugs to like get the flies to stop bothering them. And Flick is like, "I'm impressed. I
Yes,
need to recruit your talents," is basically what he says. So there's like a miscommunication because they think he's like talent agent or talent
yes.
manager. Um, and if I was deceived by someone pretending to be a talent scout, I'd be so hurt as well. I get why they're pissed.
Pause. I disagree full-heartedly. Again, I'm not going to defend Flick much this movie. Flick at no point in time
He
held himself
didn't
out to be a talent scout.
No, but if I was delusional enough to think that this man was going to change my life, and then I spend months with these obnoxious kids, broken my leg, and don't even get paid, like pause. They're doing this pro bono. There's no contract they sign up front. These circus bugs are dumb.
Are they dumb or are they just trying to not get their butts kicked?
Valid. They might have said immediately, but then like you have to imagine they've been there all winter, all fall, all summer and fall, and they're like, "Wait, we haven't gotten paid once." Granted, they are
Well,
getting free
that
housing.
no, that they said, and I quote, "free food." That's what they were. They heard food. We want it. They just like another meal, which like in this economy, I get
In
it.
the
Like
gig economy, especially as a performing arts person, like I get it. I get it.
yes, yes, yes. Get your money or get your
But
stummies.
valid. But also like I would like to sign a contract and know what I'm getting myself involved in. If I think I'm getting a talent scout opportunity, They should have asked
Like,
Flick for more details on that flight back to Ant Island.
like that's the thing. Like during this entire flight home, y'all didn't stop and talk to Flick about like, what's this talent thing that you're doing? Like, are we in movies? Are we going to be like side gig? Like, what's happening?
And I'm also like, did they? I feel like Flick told him his whole life story on the flight home. Like,
No, he told Tuck and Roll, and those two obnoxious fucks are not going to do nothing.
those two obnoxious little bugs. There. Yeah. So they are on this overnight flight back to Ant Island. Anything else from the bar or the circus or the city stuff?
Again, surprised how short it lasted. I thought that was a good 15 to minutes, 20 minutes.
I thought this was like an hour into the movie. The fact that we were there like 20 minutes and I was like, whoa, this movie's fast. Like kids' movies
Yes,
hit different.
moving so fast.
So the kids are bullying Dot, and she's like, Flick is back, and they're like, no way. And they're like, yes, he is. And the kids, Francis, Slim, all are hitting the bugs.
Hmm.
These hitting bugs joke get me every time. I should have written it down, but like there's a joke there that cracks me up. Um, and then Ada and the Royal Council are accepting when Francis threatens to knock Grasshoppers dead because he says something in the phrasing. It's like all this phrasing in this movie. That's like the key uh like the way the story develops is all
Hmm.
because of these misunderstandings when they say things like, "Oh, we're gonna knock him dead," because he's using it as a theater term, but they take it as a literal
Yes,
term. There's the celebration music. Oh, when they're doing the festival, I was like, this celebration music is like,
so much fun.
dun,
I
dun.
loved it.
Like it gives Animal Kingdom vibes. Like,
I was jamming around too, Felipe. I was too. I was like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
As the great Nicole Horan once said on the Brazilian Dragon episode 50, Zillennial theme song bracket, I would shake my ass to this in the club.
Like Loki, if they had a nightclub, they would be going to it and shaking their asses.
They're the thoraxes, right?
Yeah, I see what you did there. I liked it.
So the Mr. Soil is the theater teacher. He's so funny. Shout out Mr. Soil. He's like the
Yes,
Girl Scout troop leader, the theater teacher. This was so funny. The
it was so
mural.
funny. It was so funny, Felipe.
We drew one of you dying because our teacher said it would be more dramatic.
And they killed the right one. And they killed
Heimlich.
Yes.
Yeah, when they all turn like different colors, and Francis is like, "What?" And then I asked AJ. I have my notes to ask AJ. Does AJ have any funny kids being out of pocket stories?
Kids being out of pocket
Like, do you
stories.
watch Abbott Elementary? I love kids being out of
I'm
pocket.
you. You're who?
I love the one when like it's the drug episode and Janine's like, "Hi," and the kid's like, "I bet you are." And then there's also the one where it's like, "Mrs. Howard, are you drinking Pinot Grigio?" But no, it's because I have experiences where I work with children and they say the most outlandish things. They crack me up. A couple of months ago, I
Mm.
was working with a group of seventh grade girls and their chaperone, and they were talking about Wicked 2. And these two girls are fighting over Elphaba and Glinda. And then one of them is like, Elphaba's such a pick me. I don't like her because, like, why is she out here stealing Glinda's man for no reason? And
That's
then
hilarious.
the teacher claps back and is like, it ain't never been her man. It was never her man to begin with. She ain't steal nothing that was never hers. And I was like, oh my God, this is so funny to me.
Let me.
I mean, the teacher wasn't wrong because Glinda only had Fiero because Elphaba didn't love herself enough to be with him. But then in Wicked for Good, or Wicked Part 2, or Wicked the stage musical, they Fiero. Another example. One time, these kids asked the funniest questions. They're like, Mister, in movies, how do you kill people? And I was like, because they're like asking about fake blood and everything right beforehand. I was like, well, that's an interesting question. It depends. But yeah, kids crack me the heck up.
It's been years since I've worked with kids at the escape room, but I was pulling up my favorite escape room quotes, and I was like, one of the kids, there was Roman numerals they had to read, and one of the kids said, "I'm pretty sure learning about Roman numerals are against my religion."
That's so funny. Um, no, like when I was a summer camp counselor, they would say out of pocket things all the time that cracked me up. But then I also have another question for you.
Yes.
Does AJ have any first or second grade productions that he was in, like theater productions?
First or second grade,
Or like
no.
early elementary school, like did you ever do the theater?
In fifth grade, I was the Big Bad Wolf in a Christmas play.
Fun. And the Nutcracker?
N-
Sort
No,
of.
I don't remember
It's
the
okay.
Christmas play. It was very traumatic. It was a very traumatic experience.
So did you
I
forget
like to
your
let y'all
lines on
know
stage?
I was the only one on point, Felipe. The only one.
Dang. No, I remember one time, so I was really good at theater, but I remember in third grade we did the Jungle Book and I like zone out and start looking for my parents in the audience and I just like start looking in the audience and then I completely zone out and like the ADHD was on one that night. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden start hearing whispers and like, oh, they're getting my attention. I was like, oh, my line. And I say the completely wrong line at a different point. So I was Mang the Bat.
Mm,
But no, I was generally really locked in like the theater, but I just something was on that day. But
mm,
like I remember another time in fifth grade, the person who so the way we did it is like we did it based on blocks for after school.
mhm,
So Monday would be like one section of the story, and then Tuesday would be the different scene with different people. So like we sometimes if we were in Monday, Thursday and Friday, we would play the same character but in different scenes. But then like other people would fill in, and then one of the other kids like called out sick, and he had my role, so I was just like crammed for the Friday performance
mhm.
for the other students because there was the Thursday night performance for the parents, and then the Friday afternoon performance for the kids. And so I was just like cramming, studying, and I got to do an extra scene, and I was a star. I was definitely a
It
favorite
was
child of those teachers back in the day. Shout out to my after school program. But yeah, so that was my theater story.
fair.
But like these kids cracked me up. Did you ever do a mural?
No.
No. We did a mural so in second grade we switched schools to like they built a new one across the
Mhm.
street. They were renovating. They built a new one and then they renovated another school. So that school then moved to the old one. And then when we went into the new building, they started doing this mural project. So I remember I did a mural, but we didn't have a
Interesting.
decapitated Heimlich.
I think that the decapitated Heimlich was the star of the movie. Like that was the
That
best part.
that I think that was the best scene in the movie, the celebration.
The best, the best. Well, for
Well, you like the
celebration,
ending.
I loved the ending. It was
I
so much
love the
fun.
opening. I think those are the strongest scenes of the movie for. And no, I also really like that we'll get there, but the grasshopper bar that they have.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Were they in Mexico or New
No,
Mexico? Because there's like
Arizona.
cactuses. Arizona. Okay.
They were pause. I just said that with so much confidence. I have no clue where they were.
Yeah. Where do you think this is set? Where do you think Ant Island is?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Okay. I was gonna say like New York, like Long Island.
No, no. I know nothing about New York, but those were not New York ants. Those
Those
are
are not New York ants.
those are not New York ants.
Maybe it's the comedy vibe, like the Times Square vibe that we talked about, like half these people being from different sitcoms at the time. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus has such New York energy.
Like I
Like
just feel like our vibes are big Nebraska vibes.
true, true. This could be like maybe like SoCal? No, you don't think you think this is Oklahoma? We'll ask Will Davis, birthday boy Will Davis. Happy
Sure.
birthday, King. So Flick gives his speech, and Rosie starts whispering to him in the middle, and they're like circus bugs, and he's like, then he starts panicking. He's like something, something,
Hmm.
something. I have to go do this strictly BYOB. And I was like BYOB, and that's what Ada says too. Like bring your own beverage. Like what do you mean? Does BYOB stand for something else? Bring your own bug.
Bring your own bug. See, I can't bring my own bug, which is me. I'm sorry,
Well,
Adam. Like,
Queen
listen,
already has a bug.
if I can bring a second bug, it would be you, Adam. I can only bring one bug.
The queen can go. She has the green bug.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
She is bringing a bug.
So that Flick cannot convince the circus bugs to stay, and Dot's trying to fly again, and the Dot gets in trouble because there's the bird. They see the bird Ed, and
Mhm.
Flick's like run, and they
Yes.
start sprinting, but the bird attacks Dot on the dandelion, and Francis is like, "I'm gonna go help this little girl." And Slip and they all like get into gear. Slim and Heimlich start distracting the bird, as do Gypsy and Manny. Flick
Hmm.
flies with Rosie to help Dot and Francis with the webs. Gypsy is gonna be a beautiful butterfly, unlike Heimlich. Do you think Manny and Gypsy are Heimlich's parents?
No,
No? Okay.
I feel
Are they
like Gypsy is actively keeping Manny from eating Heimlich.
okay? Possibly, yeah. Well, like they're just different butterflies, different species.
Yeah, yes. One
Because
hundred percent.
Gypsy and Heimlich could be relatives, maybe theoretically. But yeah, so the bird. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, about that makes sense why Heimlich's in the crowd. It's like nepotism. You know?
Little Nepo baby Heimlich.
Yeah, little nepo baby Heimlich.
The bird gets stuck outside of a pointy tree after they save him. And that's like shout out to them for saving Dot.
And shout out to Princess Ada for using one of Flick's inventions, the telescope, um, to watch it all go down.
Yeah, see, they're becoming very comfortable with Flick's inventions without giving him the respect for making them.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Who would you rather have defending you, the inventor from Avatar: The Last Airbender or Flick? The Mechanist, sorry.
Broseph, I cannot tell you who the Mechanist is. I am drawing a blank. So I'm gonna go with the Mechanist because like if Flick is the bar, you got to be better than that.
Real. Um,
I hope I
so
chose right.
the blueberry troops and everybody's they're like applause, applause. The blueberry troops salute the circus bugs, and Frances becomes the mother hen. Ada is worried that Flick is gonna bring the clowns there, and Flick is like, no, they're not clowns. Ada's super stressed out and offers Flick the role as the official aide to the warrior birds. Warrior bugs, sorry. And
Like, pause. Shout out to Princess Ada just doing ceremonial shit to like keep Flick busy so that Flick is not actually doing stuff.
I'm also like, ma'am, is your mom still not in charge? Like, you're in training still, theoretically. Just have your mom do all the hard work.
Maybe.
Maybe she wants to like prove that it's not just nepotism, that she has the role. She can actually do it for herself.
No, like maybe she already announced when she's retiring. Maybe
Valid.
it's like, and they're like, okay, now we're in a transition period.
Yeah. Family business and everything. Um,
Well, that is what the royal life is about. Like, it's hard to get in
Royal
if you're not
life,
family.
nobody loves nepotism more than the royals.
Loki, a little too much.
Yeah. Ada reminds Flick that Hopper is afraid of birds, and Flick's like, that's it. And we're gonna build this bird.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the autographs for the children, they want to build a bird, and Flick is gonna tell the story to Manny, who's then gonna present it to Ada, who's then presenting it to the Royal Council and the others. And the ant colony works together to build the bird. Francis looks after the blueberries because he's mother hen.
Mhm.
Flick and
Also, his
Ada
leg is broken.
flirt. Yes,
His
his
leg.
leg is broken. Like if you broke my leg, the least you can do is put me up for like a couple months.
The ant said break his leg. He broke his own leg.
Saving
He's the
Dot,
one who,
true.
yeah, like that. That's the thing. He was under no,
Well, he was saving her sister, and if she's gonna be the queen, she can at least like take care of him for a few months.
like that's the polite thing to do, right? She is under no legal obligations to house that man.
That's valid, yeah. Um, Flick and Ada are flirting. Is this the first? No, because Woody and Bo were flirting, but like, there's not
Yes.
a lot of romance in Pixar movies. I feel like, besides Mrs. Incredible and Mr. Incredible, they get some freaky things going on. Oh wait, but we talked about in our preview podcast the cars. Yeah, it just like
Yeah. I love how you don't say anything for the audio listeners. Like
mhm.
you just knew what I did.
Go
Uh,
subscribe on the YouTube channel to see AJ's head nod.
didn't even know we were on YouTube.
But the
But
the
I was about to say, I hated this with my entire heart and soul. I do not believe there should have been a love story or any love components because those two do not like each other.
no, they're like
That was
they
so
have more
forced.
of a sibling dynamic than anything.
So much. Like they wanted to force love at the last minute, and people were like, I guess we can give him a kiss on the cheek.
I
But
feel like the
no.
only love I see is because Flick has like stepdad energy for Dot, but they're also not Ada's not Dot's mom, as we find out. So it's like doesn't even matter.
Here's my theory. Did you watch the end credits?
The bloopers, yeah.
Yes, the bloopers. Pause. Flip just might be the only man in the colony.
No, that's not true. Mr. Soils right there, but we also do
Mr. Soil's
establish
taken. He was supposed to rub down the queen at the
yeah.
end.
Maybe also like I said this was a pretty gay voice cast. Maybe it's just a pretty gay ant colony.
It might be a gay Aunt Connolly.
Um so do we want to talk about the grasshopper party?
Is that next? Are we already there?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because
Okay,
it was
yeah.
like a montage. Yeah, the grasshoppers are partying. I have Mexican desert here, but you say it's Arizona.
I would like to say
Because we
this
saw
way.
a cactus.
I, again, before we go through Grasshopper, another point for Flick. Before we go through Grasshopper, another point for Flick. I, again, again, an, another before we go through Grasshopper, another point for Flick. I, I again, again, an, another point for Flick. That bird looked good. That was a good looking fake bird.
Yeah, shout out to the invention.
Shout out to replicating what you've seen before.
The inventor's daughter? Sorry, that's a Beauty and the Beast vocal stem.
But let's go to Mexico slash Arizona slash the desert.
Yeah, so the grasshoppers are partying. They're at the very least at a Mexican bar. It might be
Okay.
a Tex-Mex bar. It could be in the United States, but I feel like this is like I wasn't one of them wearing a sombrero, or did I make that up?
The bar was in a sombrero.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Mm.
Um, Grasshoppers are trying to convince Molt to tell his brother Hopper that they shouldn't go back to Ant Island during because they're just like, let's just chill here. And so these two grasshoppers, did you catch their names? Because I have them here if you want.
No, tell me the names.
Axel and Loco.
Asshole and local.
So during the message on behalf of them, Hopper's like, nah, I'm gonna show them who's boss. He's like, here's a grain. And they're like, oh, cool. And he's like, here's another grain. And he's like, oh, cool. And then he's like, boom. And they all fall on top of them.
I don't know why this scene is the most memorable scene from the movie.
Before you watched it, or like,
Yes.
yes, oh,
Like
that's
this was
interesting.
why'd you say that?
I feel like for me, it was like the circus bar for me,
Interesting.
or the circus stuff was the most memorable stuff for me, or the ending when Hopper's like screaming. But in my head, it was like in my head, I remember Hopper getting electrocuted under a light.
That happened at the beginning, but that wasn't Hopper. That was a
Yeah.
different bug.
But like for whatever reason, I thought that's how Hopper like he swam, he flew into a light. I don't know.
Mm.
I had like a false memory of this movie, but this one was the
Fair.
most memorable for you, Hopper being a menace.
Like taking the seed, throwing it at him, taking another seed, throwing it, then smashing it, and all the seeds coming down. I was like, I don't know why that stuck to me as a kid. Maybe I desired to be Hopper. Maybe I desired to like suppress. I don't know.
You're like one voice. You're like but then Ant says he says this. This is the thing that I wrote down. You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up to us. That's the
Yes,
message. That's the message right there.
yes,
Ants outnumber grasshoppers 100 to 1.
yes.
Grasshoppers do not want the ants to learn this.
Nope.
And this is going to be like the core of the final act of the movie that, like, when they all stand up, that's when they save the day.
Yeah, honestly, like I like the scene. I like them a lot. Like the uselessness of Molt being like such a little puppet to these other people. Like they convinced Molt that he was the vice president. Uh, he tries to walk up to Hopper just being like, "As the vice president, why even go back?" And Hopper like lay down the law real quick.
Meanwhile, Hopper's getting a massage.
Like Hopper's like
Like, if
Hopper's
you
just trying to be.
interrupt me during my massage, hold me back.
I understand. Which someone needs to hold Hopper back because Hopper was like, "Listen, I'm taking y'all all down. Listen, don't play with me." Like, here's the thing: Hopper is Boston
Hopper.
Rob.
Honestly, yeah, no, like he's very like he has leader energy
Hmm.
for sure. Like that would be interesting to like cast, especially like I always felt like well no, sorry. I feel like yeah, I always thought Robert De Niro is kind of like someone I'd associate with Boston Rob, and then Jack
Fair.
Nicholson for me. Like if they were ever going to do a Survivor movie, I've always been like Jack Nicholson for Shane Powers.
Interesting. Oh
But
goodness.
yeah, no, Hopper is Boston Rob. He's
Yes.
like the Derek Levasseur. He's like the I have my squad. I'm in control. Y'all don't mess with me, otherwise you get chopped. Molt,
Mhm.
you are only not being chopped right now because of our mother.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, that's the and then they're like, let's go get him, boys. It's kind of like the vibe that they have.
Yes.
Then we go back to the ant colony, and this was making me cheese a little bit. Rosie tells somebody, I forget who she's talking to, but she's like, "Yeah, so my 12th husband just died, so now I'm a widow. But I've always been a widow, but now I'm a black widow." Widow. I'm like, oh my God, the puns. Um,
Yes.
Francis is loving the blueberries. He is like Mama Bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, not Mama Bird because we don't like birds as bugs, but like he's like the mother of them. Like he has that energy where he's like kids probably love Francis because he's a little grumpy.
Yes. I agree. You know what? You say that 100%. Kids love Francis. Probably we saw it in the movie, but I think in
He's like
regular life,
Gregory Eddy. Like kids would probably love him even though he might not love the kids back.
like he actually hates them.
Mhm.
Like they may have grown on him, but like them going on him, he still hates them more than the average person hates kids.
Yeah. Still just a Nicole update. Still no response. But we will track the Nicole update on the Cheez-Its or the animal crackers. AJ's like, what's the Nicole update? He completely forgot what
Blanked out. I was like, oh.
circus bugs do not want to leave Loki, and Ada is so happy. Flick and Ada moment, and then the horn blows for the lights because they see this lights coming in the distance.
Mhm.
And I'll give you the floor because I know you hate this bug. Because you know who shows up?
So PT motherfucking flea just comes in loud and annoying as fuck to the ant colony, saying, "Hey, I I've been going to colony trying to find my people. Have you seen them?" He pulls down the sign and look. Who are the faces we see? All the warriors that are supposed to protect this ant colony. They're supposed to be taking out the grasshoppers for them. And Flick is trying to be like, "Yo, shut up." Trying to roll up the paper. You do not see them X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, PT Flea turns his head. What do you see behind a leaf is his circus folks. They're
Around
leaving.
the leaf.
Yes. So Flick is like, yo, guys, my circus people, come back to the. He said, "Come back to the circus. The cat putting me on fire is making us so much money. People want to see me catch on fire. What we can do is we can light me on fire twice a day, and then on the next day I take a break, and then the day after that we can light me on fire two more times, and we'll make so much money. We'll all be rich."
Now, we discovered in our Toy Story podcast that the timeline was within a week from Andy's
Yes.
birthday to the move. And then we
Yes.
jump in the future for the Christmas season. And it's all in like June because Sid gets out of summer camp early. I want to know what the timeline of this movie is because, like, theoretically, we know when the start and the end is. It's like the early summer, and then we go to the winter, and then we go to the like start of summer, spring again. But like,
Mm.
how it feels like the circus bugs arrived within like 2 days of Flick leaving the
That's what it felt
colony,
like.
and then PT Fleet takes like 6 months to find them.
Like genuinely, yes. I like. Here's my thing for PT Flea. First off, this guy fires them. They're fired. They have
Yeah,
no contractual obligation to go back to
you
you.
cannot find me going back to someone who fires me. Like that's embarrassing.
Never.
I'm sorry.
The
Like
devil.
I'd rather be unemployed.
Exactly. They fired him because he was bad at his job. Like they were also bad at their jobs, but if he was even halfway decent at his job, he would never hired them, or they would have had their act together. And secondly, listen, you spend all this time wasting money. You want to get rich and stuff. I can find 100 people that will light you on fire for free. I'm first in line.
Do you think PT Flea is on TikTok doing like light myself on fire stunts?
Honestly, that's dangerous. Don't do that at home, kids. But I hope he is.
He's an animated bug. It's okay. He'll survive.
Sadly,
But yeah, Ada is embarrassed and sad. And Flick is shunned. The ants get
oh,
upset. The
sad.
queen tells the ants to prioritize food for Hopper ASAP, and she says, I never thought I'd see the day when an ant would put himself before the rest of the colony. And that stings. That hurts, Flick. Come a butt.
Is she
It's a dog.
wrong?
It's a buggy bug world.
Is she wrong?
Is she
Like
wrong or is Flick wrong? What are you saying here? Are you saying the queen's wrong?
Queen, is the queen wrong? Like, let me tell you something. Flick actively knew that these people were circus folks. They are not fighters. This is a idea that may not even work. He should have been told him be prepared, be getting seeds and stuff. I'll try this side thing. Like they went the rest of the summer not doing the job to protect themselves from the grasshoppers because of Flick's hubris. The queen was right. They needed to go.
No. Yeah, the queen made no mistakes with her statements. She was completely correct. And um
Like,
yeah,
like,
it's
like,
like
here's my humble opinion. I feel like the queen knew the entire time. Yo, we need to be collecting seeds. I'm gonna wait to see how long Ada takes to do this. And when Ada never did it, and Queen's like, well, dang, this is why I'm still the queen because she is not ready.
she's like, okay, going back to the reality TV corner. She's
Yes.
like Surrey Fields letting Ozzy do his own thing, and then she arrives on the beach and
Mhm.
she has her little coconut, and she's like, what are y'all doing without me here? Like the queen is literally sitting in the back knowing that Ada's making mistakes, like you said. And I think obviously this is a movie and we're supposed to have stakes throughout the film, and
Mhm.
there's reasons why we don't have them doing this little side quest while the real ants are collecting the food. But
Mm.
like, yes, you are absolutely right. They should have had two teams. They should have the bird team and the food team.
Mhm.
And then they can kind of also prioritize because then they're also setting themselves up for success. 'Cause hypothetically, the bird goes well, Hopper
Mm.
is banished, then they have all this food for them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. What? Queen was right. Queen left no crumbs,
No crops.
unlike the bugs who left the crumbs. Um,
Fair.
but yeah, so they AJ's gonna get in line with the others because rejection,
Like like
disgrace.
was Ada harsh when she said Flick go and don't come back?
Ada
Sure.
should have been harsher. Run away, Simba, and never return.
like because here's the thing. Like this is as much Ada's fault as it is Flick's fault.
Yeah, Ada, you can be banished too, Loki.
Like genuinely. This is
Put
like
made Dot in charge. No, but Dot would be like, no, Flick, you can stay.
yeah, the queen
The
needs to have another
Queen,
child. She
yeah,
needs another
Queen, you need to stick around and put the green bug in charge.
not the green bug.
Queen has to like wait another few years before she can retire because she can't leave the ant colony in the distress of being led by Ada.
Like she cannot lead them like this. Like if she leads them like this, they are asking for ruin.
I mean, they got lucky. They got real lucky because
When?
Hopper
Oh yeah, they
at the end of the
did.
movie,
They did.
like because they like in 99 out of 100 scenarios, they get eaten up. Like not like in a fun way. They get eaten by the grasshoppers.
Yes.
They get terrorized. They get like the ant colony. We don't want to make it too dark, but like it's gonna be wiped out. But because
I don't
they
think so,
live
but
in the one reality where Flick fixes it at the end, they live in happy ever after. But like there's a lot of situations where like the ant colony's in disarray. They get either enslaved by the grasshoppers or they get wiped out by the grasshoppers. I don't know. It's bleak times, and they got lucky. But
Mm,
yeah, no, Flick, real bad move. Like you had months to fess up, and your ego gets in the
what?
way.
Yes. Stupid.
So me and AJ are both lined up. Deception, disgrace. Anyways, Flick is banished by the Queen and Ada. Honestly, how long do you think the Queen punished Ada? Like made her sit in timeout?
Should I have had this much vote for Woody?
What do you do? Don't what? Why are you bringing Woody into this?
I feel like am I being like harsh on
Well, is it
Flick?
because Woody's funnier?
Because
Like,
Woody also made a lot of mistakes,
does
and I
Woody
feel like I
have
gave him more passes.
does Woody have funny privilege?
Funny privilege?
Or like
Well, no,
we were kids, and like we love Woody because we were kids. In this movie, we don't have as strong of a connection
you
to.
know, that might be it. That might be it.
We're like biased.
I might
Sound
be
off.
biased.
Okay. Sound off. Besides the Cheez-Its and the crackers, what else did we say to tag us about?
Felipe, you say a thing, I agree with it. I move on. You say a thing, I agree with
It'd be like that sometimes.
it.
Now, so he leaves with the bugs, and Dot is sad. The
Yes.
last leaf falls overnight as they are exiled.
Hmm.
And then this is where we get my like most memorable scene with the grasshoppers and the light
Hmm.
that we talked about earlier, and the incredible music. Hopper arrives and he's not satisfied. Hopper kidnaps the queens. The blueberries hide in the clubhouse, which is just like a
Wait, wait.
little shoot of grass.
Speaking of your favorite moment, this is some horror movie-ish. Like
Yeah.
the fog is thick.
Maybe that's also why it didn't stick with me as a kid. Maybe like I don't know. Do kids find this scary at all? Like I wonder if kids thought this movie was scary.
I
Granted,
100% found Thumper scary.
Thumper as an adult is terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to eat the bugs. Like what the heck?
Yeah, he trying to eat little Dot. Why are you trying to eat Dot?
Leave Dot alone. Um,
Honestly, if I was Hopper, I would have killed both the Queen and Dot.
I mean, if I I would never be Hopper, but if you're thinking
Yes, I wouldn't be
strategically,
Hopper. I would not.
Hopper misplayed this. Like we can talk about the strategic implications of his
I
bad
think so.
moves, but like this is not a strategy podcast.
Fair. Yeah, fair. I'm not
But
trying to.
Hopper, okay. Of
I don't want
the
to be on the side that's like, yes, continue to oppress. I do
Yeah,
not want to be on that side at all.
AJ's making it very clear he stands against oppression.
Yes.
That being said, if we were to put all the characters we've met in the Pixar universe so far into a Survivor or Big Brother game, Hopper, I mean, we talked about it. He's Boston Rob. He is a top contender. Now, can he win? Well, Boston Rob's success is varied.
Mhm.
But could he do well? Very likely. That being said, my money is going to be on Bo Peep.
I
Rex is a
like
first boot.
I like where your heart is. I disagree. Give me Rosie.
Rosie,
Give me
possible.
Rosie.
Rosie's a contender. I think the Queen is a contender too, but the Queen is Suri Fields. She's going to go
Queen
out
is
in sixth,
Suri.
please.
She's not getting to they're never gonna
Ada,
let her get to them.
Ada's going to go home pre-jury thinking she's a baddie. Flick is a pre-merge boot as well. I could see the Spider Baby from Toy Story doing well. Potato Head's in the pre-jury trip. PT Flea in the pre-jury trip.
There's honestly
Flanky is mid-jury.
we have not met a lot of strong contenders.
I feel like you know who like we'll get there when we get there, but
Like
Gil.
like if we cast the season based on these two movies, this is very one world coded.
Yeah.
To
I feel like the first real contender that I would like bet money on is Gil from Finding Nemo
win.
to win the Willem Dafoe fish.
We'll get back to that. We'll get
Yeah.
back to that.
But
Let's.
of these two movies, who would your winner pick be?
I already said Rosie.
Rosie, yes. I said Bo Peep. Yeah. So, anywho, uh, projects to come, theoretically.
Theoretically.
But Dot is sad. So she's gonna hide with the blueberries in the bamboo shoot or whatever.
Mhm.
And she almost gets attacked. I think that's Axel and Loco again. But Dot runs off to go get help, and she's chased by Thumper, which terrifying. But she like falls, and this is like terrifying if you're a child,
Yes.
right? Like you think Dot might have died, and then
Uh,
she like, well, do you
yeah.
think kids might think like for a second Dot might have died, fallen off the
Maybe
cliff?
when I first watched the movie, when I was like 4, but like
But then
I
she
feel
has her
like
little
I think
wings.
every other version of me says no. Like I think there's that literally one specific time, one specific version. Like if I watched this at 8, no, she didn't die. If I watched it at 2, no, she didn't die.
Okay, I got an update from Nicole.
Oh geez.
Nicole, what do you think she says?
Nicole is right and says is superior.
Nicole and AJ are both wrong because Nicole
Thank
says
you.
Cheez-Its, but they are
Thank you.
addicting.
They are addicting.
And then she responds to my other text, which was about Mitchell Musso, saying we don't respect Mitchell Musso as a musical artist enough because Hey popped up on my Instagram reels, and I was like, this is a banger. And then she's like, I have to revisit this. You and
You know
AJ
who
are
else
both
was a
wrong.
you know who else is a banger? Little Miss Dot trying to convince Flick to come back.
Can we talk about the fact that that Dot flies with her butt facing out? Like I'm like she flies, she's learning how to fly, but I
She's
was like,
trying.
she's
She
trying her
doesn't
best.
know. She doesn't know. She's working on it. Listen, and
Yes.
shout out to Little
Listen, I'm
Miss.
not saying I could do much better. I'd probably fly with my butt in the sky.
Like I listen. No, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke.
Anyway, so Dot gets there. The circus bugs are trying to cheer up Flick, but he's so sad. This is like
Hmm.
when he's like in his Buzz Lightyear not moving catatonic state.
Hmm.
And then Dot is like, circus bugs are ready to help, but Flick is still sucking. And then the bugs tell him that they rejuvenated their purpose in life. Dot gives Flick a rock, and he's like, "Pretend this is a seed." And he's like, "This is a rock." And then she's like, "Pretend it's a seed, okay?" And then the other bugs are like, "What does that have to do?" And they're like, "It's probably an ant thing."
It's probably
Was this when you laughed, or was it later in the movie when you laughed?
it was later.
Um, so this probably scene did make you happy though, because then the bugs, specifically Rosie, are going to trap PT in a web. And you were probably
Yes.
like, "Yes, get him, Queen."
Like PT was so freaking disrespectful to his workers. He was so rude to them. Every opportunity he had, he put them down, made them feel like so small. Like PT deserved worse. He deserved to be kicked out of the thing and ran over.
So they first should, the circus bugs also should unionize. Like this whole movie is about how the ants unionize against the grasshoppers, but the circus bugs need to unionize against PT.
Yes, PT sucks.
Is PT your least favorite Pixar character so far?
Yes.
Who's the second least favorite? Do you have one yet?
the freaking acrobat boys.
In oh the tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll.
Did we ask you who's your least favorite? Yeah, we did ask you on your Toy
Yes.
Story. We'll go back to there
Wait,
later.
who did I say in Toy Story?
I don't remember. Nothing will send me more than when we did the Monster House podcast and you said your MVP was Chowder's mom for getting it with the gym teacher.
Whoa, did I say that? That's funny.
Let me see. Animation Station, Google Sheets. Let's see what we have here.
Like, cause, like, I'll be honest with you. Compared to Buzz Life, everyone in Toy Story was a freaking gem.
You said Woody was your LVP, and I said Sid's parents.
You know what? I get it. Yeah, okay, maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was harsh on Woody. Maybe I was
Yeah.
proper. Maybe I was-
So the PT's in the web. Everybody returns to Ant Island. They move fast. Like
They do move fast.
Flick gets the blueberries roped in, and the circus bugs arrive to provide Hopper entertainment. And they're like, "The
Hey,
circus has arrived!" And Tuck and Roll are arguing. See, but they're entertaining Hopper. Maybe I am Hopper in this situation because I found them entertaining and you didn't. You can be my molt. It's okay.
Hopper likes violence,
You'll be my
and
molt.
I am not a violence person.
Me neither. I hate violence. I'm like Michael Jackson. We are the no, we are the world.
Felipe,
I was like, wait, let me back that up. I love peace and happiness. As I was gonna say, we are the world. We are the future. I'm like a live, laugh, love boy, and I am not like Hopper in many ways, but I did find Tuck and Roll entertaining here. They're like, yeah, but see, they were giving minions, so I feel like you wouldn't like the minions if you don't like Tuck and Roll.
okay, Felipe.
Do you not like the minions?
I think I have positive opinions about the minions, and I
Is
have negative
Illumination
about.
season 4 for us?
I'm just excited we got past season one.
At this point, let's just go one season at a time.
Fair enough.
Um, but the circus bugs are entertaining.
Yes.
While Flick and the blueberries hustle into the bird, and Ada sees this from far away with her telescope. Again, Flick's invention. I'm surprised that dewdrop never poked and popped. Right, the one they use for the like bulb for the telescope, because it's a piece of dew, and I'm like, it's
Yes.
just a bubble. How did it not pop in like 7 months?
Listen, there's some sturdy bubbles out there, bro.
T.
Thank you.
Speaking of Bubbles, we'll talk about him soon. Bubbles, Bubbles. I think that's also Joe Ranft. Possibly. We'll get
Oh,
there when we get there.
okay.
Circus bugs save the queen with the magic thing, and then they're like, "Wait, where's the queen?" And they have the Chinese takeout box.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Chinese food? I love orange chicken and tangerine beef. Tangerine beef is delicious.
I'm like lo mein.
Okay.
I like lo mein.
I
Like
love crab rangoon, but I like the creamy, cheesy ones, like the sweet ones, versus the like more sour ones. I know some people like the sour ones more.
I only like every place I've had crab rangoons. I've only liked one.
Is it Panda Express?
No.
Is it a local chain or a local
Yes.
store? Okay.
Yes.
I feel like something that I think the Chinese food in Boston was a lot better than the Chinese food out here in
Mm,
Los Angeles, which is strange, right? You would think that Los Angeles with the more variety would have, but like I feel like the Boston Chinese food was hit on a different level.
listen. Shout out to Boston, baby.
Shout out Boston. Um, so we have the Queen is gone, and the Queen is gone. Then they're all upset. Gypsy's also the signal when she spreads her wings.
Hmm.
And Hopper's like, "Where's the Queen?" And the bird attacks. The bird,
Yes.
bird, bird. But bird's the word. You get the bird.
Yes.
Yes. Were you a Family Guy?
Yeah.
Love it.
Were you a Family Guy? Like, was that a TV show? Yes, I was a TV show.
Were you a Family Guy guy?
In fact, it was the television show. Um, I produced
Uh,
all the TVs.
Real. Slim and Heimlich pretend to be attacked. And then PT lights the bird on fire. And again, so do you want to pop off?
Like this idiot right here. Like like he shows no care for his people. All he cares about is himself and his stupid little product, not
I'm
products,
like, are you gonna get money
profits.
from this, from these
He's
hoppers?
not. He's not really. So the fact that he got like free from the a spider web, you know what he should do? He should run, not be like, oh, let me go attack this bird with some fire. Like, what a god! You're a fucking flea. What the fuck are you supposed to do against a bird? You are going to lose in every shape and world, but you still want to light a match and ruin everyone's plans. I'm not even the biggest Flick guy, but Flick was rocking it, and you just destroyed
Seeding it.
everything they were working on. Sure. But you just ruined everything because of your cockiness, your arrogance. You want to be like, you want to defend who was it? Who was faking their death? Was was it Manny? Was it Slim? One of them.
Slim and
Thank you.
Heimlich.
Because one of them pretended to die, you never cared. You actually never cared. You never treated them normally. You never treated them right. You treated them like subclass people. You are no better than the Hopper and the other grasshoppers. So do not take a moral stand now and ruin everything.
I have a couple points here. First of all, he wasn't even trying to do a moral stand. He was just trying to like show off. He wanted attention. He was just upset that his friends left him. His friends. Your coworkers are not your friends.
They aren't even his coworkers. They're employees.
Former employees. He fired them.
Fire them
And now he wants to be on fire. You can do that by yourself for
by
money elsewhere.
yourselves.
This is not a show. This is a search and rescue. This is not a party, PT Flea. They are in distress. They are saving the colony, and you are being a menace. You are
Everything's not
creating,
about you.
and also go make money elsewhere. This is not a profit moment. Speaking of fire, you're going to burn the bird, which they were using. They were almost successful. You are so focused on being on fire that you should go and leave the Bug Society and go all the way to Australia because you know who loves the Ring of Fire? The Ring of Fire!
Where did the match even come from, Felipe?
Right? Like this isn't there's no Rob Stewart. Is that his name? From Matchbox 20? Rob Thomas?
I don't know who that is.
Matchbox 20. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. He's a musician. Well, I'll educate you
Just move
later.
on.
I'll
Just move
educate you
on.
later. But anyways, so PT Flea, a menace to society, we absolutely dislike. And if you are here to please don't waste your breath sending in praises for PT Flea because we won't read them. But please leave them in your 5-star
Listen,
rating and
listen.
reviews if you'd like.
Yep. I'm glad you went there. Yep. Leave it 5 stars. I would love to read about your PT flea tasting.
So PT lights the bird on fire. The ants run out. Hopper grabs Dot, and I'm stressed for my girl. Hayden Panettiere was doing an incredible job voicing Dot. Can I just say that? Like, I love
Yeah.
the little rasp. Like, she is killing it. I think she's my favorite voice performance. Her, or Kevin Spacey in this movie.
Okay.
And we love a bi icon. So shout out Hayden Panettiere.
Shout out to the
But
boys.
Thumper and Hopper beat Flick up. And this is where we get the meme. Have you ever seen the meme where it's like the ants with the hunchback and the like bruised face? I think that's
No.
supposed to be Flick. And it's like with the sign and it's like a union sort of meme. I think that's where we get the meme. But I don't know if it's actually supposed to be Flick or it's supposed to be. I'll try to find an example after the podcast and send it to you.
Okay.
And Flick reveals the plan to, and I highlight this word here in my notes, squish. And we'll highlight that word for future Pixar podcasts. Squish the queen. Hopper then, that's so funny. Hopper then reveals the truth that he wants the ants, that they were put on Earth to serve the grasshoppers. No? You disagree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Of course I disagree.
You
Why would I
disagree with
agree this?
Hopper or you disagree with my notes that say that
Oh
that's what
no,
happens?
Hopper. I disagree with Hopper. I disagree with Hopper. No, that says
Yeah.
that. It says that.
It's if y'all know, I'm like also like processing. Like now I'm thinking like, were there a lot of Easter eggs in a future Pixar movie to this movie? I want to discuss when we get to this movie, but it's going to be many, many weeks away.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
we'll table this. So if you're in the comment section listening, if you know, you know, feel free to like tweet at me individually because we don't want to spoil AJ.
Thank you.
And not tweet because we're not on Twitter. You know what I mean. Blue Sky, Instagram.
We protect our peace.
Exactly. So Flick stands up to Hopper and he says, "It's you who need us." And Princess
Yeah.
Ada stops Hopper from squishing the ants. The ants rebel. The rebellion has been formed, AJ, and we need more rebellions in this world, in my opinion.
I am so happy that the ants finally rebelled against these oppressive grasshoppers. It's been a long time coming. Honestly, couldn't happen to a nicer guy, Felipe.
Flick in his Luke Skywalker bag, and they chase the grasshoppers out, and they put Hopper in a cannon. But then the rain begins to pour,
The
and
rain,
feel the rain on your skin.
the rain. I love the
And
rain.
this
Oh,
is
it's so
what. So
good.
this was your favorite part, your favorite sequence, right?
Yes.
So what did you think of the animation of the rain? Because we saw rain in Toy Story, but we didn't like actually encounter the rain. Like we just had the uh when Sid's sleeping at night like moment, but we didn't
Hmm.
see any physical rain. So this is the first time we see rain in a Pixar movie. And that's also part of the fun of this movie. Whereas like Toy Story was mostly interiors, this was mostly exteriors.
Yes.
So that was super cool. But how did you think about the rain, the animation, how it like splats onto the ground and like you can feel it like as an audience member. The animation sequence was really good.
Like I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I think also because the bugs are so tiny, it makes every rain droplet like so much more intense in nature, and it just built upon the anxiety that I was feeling throughout the entire fight sequence. Like the moment Hopper flies and Tate flick, and you just see the rain like basically coating along with them as they fly through this
Mhm.
windy tree. It was like so visually stunning. I loved it. I loved the way it looked. It brought like Felipe and I this did not do this to me the first time I watched it when I was a child. It brought me so much peace. I was like in a state of
This
like
is the part of the
calm.
movie you fall asleep to.
No, like I'm already asleep. But now that I'm watching this part, it's like, oh yes, I could watch this 100 times over.
This is like this is your calm meditation
It calms
background
me.
noise. Yeah.
Yes, it calms me.
Um, Everybody evacuates the dance floor except for Flick, Ada, and Hopper. So Hopper escapes, grabs Flick. The bugs chase after. Ada saves Flick, but then Hopper tails them. Ada's hiding, and Flick is like, "You stay here." Hopper lets Flick choke him, but Flick knows that there's the bird's nest right behind him with the eggs, and that is where the bird is gonna
He's also a
feed.
little kinky.
I mean, I did say this is a very gay cast, right? Birds fleet Hopper to the chicks, and
Mhm.
this is like they drop Hopper, and then we just see him falling. The screen goes to black, and then we open up, and it's a sunny day,
Yes.
sweeping the clouds away. And the ants are saying goodbye to the circus bugs because colony's been saved.
Yeah.
But this has to be months away, right?
Yes.
Like
Like
this is like Ada's coronation day.
the trees are back. Life is good. Was
They
it
have a
Anna's
whole
coronation
food
day?
stack. Yeah, well, because we see in this moment that Ada gives her baby crown to Dot, and then the queen gives her big crown to Ada.
Oh, I
Um,
thought the queen was lounging.
yeah, the queen
Maybe
was with Mr. Soil
maybe I checked out.
chilling. Molt is also going to join the circus, and I'm like,
Yes.
Pete Flea, this is another one of your sins. Because why are you giving this grasshopper another chance? He literally tried to kill you. Not you,
Okay,
but
but
your
someone
friends.
got a second chance. I'm glad it's Molt.
Valid. And Richard Kind, we love Richard Kind. Um, Ada, and he's going to get a second chance as Bing Bong.
I
Who's
don't
your
like
friend
that
who
second
likes to
chance.
sing? Bing
Oh,
bong, bing bong. Ada thanks the bugs. They give her a rock, and they're like, "What?" They're like, "What is this?" And it's a bug thing.
that's when it got me.
Yeah. Everybody claps for Fick. Finally, he's getting his flowers.
I don't think he deserved applaud.
He
Like,
also
like,
put them in
like,
this
like,
mess.
like he did put them in this mess, but also like at this exact moment, like he did nothing.
So,
It's
like,
just
yeah, this is also months away, as we established. But it's like,
yes,
so Flick gets all the food knocked into the puddle,
yes, he does.
then gets the grasshoppers upset and pressed.
Yes,
Goes, pretends for months that the people that he finds to help them are going to help them when they're just clowns. Wastes everybody's time building a bird instead of getting more food. The grasshoppers threatened the lives of everyone else, and they got lucky that Flick came back because of Dot. They should be clapping for Dot. This is Dot's moment. Dot deserves all the accolades that Flick gets, but because she's a ladybug, no, not a ladybug, but she's a woman bug, a girl bug, and this is a society based in it's actually a matriarchal society. So my
yes.
point doesn't really stand. But why are they giving Flick flowers when it should have been Dot? Like they got
Well,
lucky the bird was right behind him. Because if they were in another section of the colony and there were no birds nearby, Hopper takes Flick out.
honestly, never saw the bad part of the colony. What's the backyard like? What's in the background? We only go forward.
That's a great question. We'll find out in A
Like,
Bug's Life too.
there's no
Or
bus station.
Hoppers. Yeah. Um, Everybody claps for Flick, as we said. The queen gives Ada the crown. Ada gives Dot the little crown. Heimlich becomes a beautiful butterfly. Why is his name Heimlich? He's not doing the Heimlich on anyone.
Why is he here?
You think Heimlich should have been written out of the movie?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think. There were like a couple of these characters in the circus that like you could have trimmed the circus characters down to like
We
five
could have.
characters.
We
No,
generally could
I
have.
think only three. You only really need Francis, Gypsy, and Rosie. I think like you want the other characters for more comedy, but I don't think they did
Damn,
anything like major. The
them flies.
the flies weren't in the circus. I mean, they were spectators. They weren't in the troupe.
Like,
Like you could have Slim for comedy release. You could have a core four. You don't need all
how
the
you gonna
others
have Slim for comedy relief when you don't use Slim?
as a prop. He's a stick.
I know he's a stick, but they don't use him at all in this movie.
I mean, he's only there to like distract Heimlich at the or not Heimlich, distract Hopper at the end when they're pretending to be attack and die.
Like I agree. You know what? Honestly, Manny and Gypsy are like the only ones who did anything, and Francis is the only one that brought anything to the plot. So it's
Mhm.
like we could have cut him.
I I mean, you could have, but it's too late now. 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
28
You know
years.
what? Fair. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was born too late.
No, you were actually born the same year of this movie, I'm pretty sure. So
Interesting.
I think this is the first movie I was alive for of the Pixar catalog,
Hmm.
and I assume you too.
I'm a Gemini.
Yeah, but this was November 1998.
Oh,
You were June 1998. Everybody get ready and wish AJ a happy belated birthday. Ants used the flick machine for fireworks at the end, the one from the start of the movie. How did you feel about the fireworks in the daytime?
I'm not a fan of daytime fireworks in general.
Yeah. And then we get the credits. It says the end, the time of your life, bloopers. And we get the bloopers. Did you have a favorite of the bloopers? This is the first time we get Pixar bloopers, which is going to be like
I
a
liked
standing tradition.
I liked the lady trying to talk to the cardboard. It was like, oh, that was a cardboard. Ooh, I need to take the cardboard with me.
Freaky Frog.
I was like, ma'am, okay.
So a couple fun things about post what happened with this movie when it was released, and then we can get into the segment. So this is the
Seventh.
this is the first home video release that was created using digital transfer, which I thought was cool. The DVD retains the 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio for widescreen format, and then that was released on April 20th, 1999. The VHS was also released on the same day, and it had a 1.33 to 1 full screen aspect ratio. This was the best-selling VHS in the United Kingdom in 1999 with 1.76 million units sold. This made a $45.7 million profit on the 5-day Thanksgiving window when it was released, beat out
Sure.
the Rugrats movie, beat out Enemy of the State, and beat out Babe Pig in the City. It broke the previous record for that record held by 101 Dalmatians from 1996.
Hmm.
It grossed $12.5 million in the 2-day window. It was the second movie to do so, to hit that record after Back to the Future 2 for Thanksgiving weekend.
Mhm.
Overall, it made $162.8 million in the United States and Canada, $200.4 million in foreign territories, to a total of $363.3 million total. Ants. How much do you think Ants made
Uh,
worldwide?
45 million.
No, so Ants made $171.8 million worldwide, but like that's almost $200 million less than Bug's Life. So Pixar, I think, won the battle.
Mm,
Have you ever seen The Seven Samurai?
no.
Neither have I, but this has a lot of story beats similar to it. This and The Magnificent Seven and Seven Samurai all have a lot of parallels. This won the inaugural Critics' Choice Award for Best Animated Film in a tie with The Prince of Egypt.
Interesting. I can't
So
wait to watch The Princess of Egypt.
that's season two.
Okay, cool.
Jerry's Game released with it, and we talked
Woo!
about that. We love it. Won Best Animated Short at the 70th Oscars. And in terms of like the merchandise afterwards, this had a video game, the Bugs Life video game. Flick and Hopper can be both selected as characters to play as in Disney Heroes Battle Mode, which is basically like Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I think, for like Disney characters. In the Disney Magic Kingdoms video game, which is like a city building game, you can play as Flick, Ada, Dot, Hopper, or Heimlich. And you can also go to It's Tough to Be a Bug and Tuck and Roll's Drive-In Buggies for the limited time event in 2024. This story for Tuck and Roll's Drive-In Buggies is after Hopper was caught by the bird, but before the circus bugs leave Ant Island. In the parks, Disney's California Adventure has World of Color, which has a Heimlich the Caterpillar segment. And from 1998 to 2025, in Disney's Animal Kingdom, there was a 3D show that I loved called It's Tough to Be a Bug, which Jacob Redman, friend of the podcast, also loves that
Pick up.
ride. He's always bugging out. There's
I see what you did
also
there.
It's Tough to Be a Bug from Disney California Adventure from 2001 to 2018. In this 3D show, Flick and Hopper are there, and it's like one of those that like they poke you with the like this bee sting pokes you in the chair in the back, and the bugs like crawl on your butt when you're trying to walk out. It's like an
Hmm.
interactive 3D experience. At Disney California Adventure from 2002 to 2018, there was also a Bug's Land, and that's A Bug's Life.
Wait. Do you have the Toy Story references? Um,
From the other episode for the segments.
yeah.
Yeah, I can pull those up. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So where do you want to start? So I think we should probably just start with like, where does this movie rank? We have two movies so far, A Bug's Life and Toy Story.
This is hard, Felipe. I don't know. It's so conflicting. I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness.
I'm giving this the second place out of the two,
This is also giving
personally.
this, I'm also giving it second place.
Yeah, so that was the easiest one. Where do you want to go next? The MVP, LVP, the villains, the song tiers, or the quotes?
Uh, Villain.
Villain, awesome. So we're gonna do Hopper from Bug's Life. So just to remind you, from S to F tier, I gave Sid an A and you gave Sid a B. Do you want to go first for Hopper? Or shall I?
You go first, Hopper.
I'm gonna give Hopper an S tier. I don't know about you, but Hopper is our first S tier villain. I feel like he's definitely gonna be probably the most memorable of the characters from this movie for me, besides maybe Dot and Flick.
Hmm.
So for me, Hopper is an S tier villain. The first of our S tier villains, I am at least for now, he's definitely like off the top of my head, he could easily slot into the final four Rushmore villains for us. But like this is going to be an ongoing conversation. But at the very least,
Hmm.
he's in my current Mount Rushmore. Like if our Mount Rushmore is Sid and Hopper, Sid's definitely going to get knocked out before Hopper will, for me.
Well, technically they'll both be in it because you only have four spots.
Yeah,
You like, you know what? Honestly, I prefer nothing to Sid.
yeah, valid.
Uh, I don't want this to be a common thing, but I think I'm gonna go one tier lower than you, and I'm gonna give Hopper an A tier. I really like Hopper. I think Hopper was like extremely strong as a villain. I think his introduction, like he's like just a bad person. He's just
Hmm.
evil. He sucks. He has bad morals. He has a bad worldview. Like and he's very like oppressive to the ants. And, like honestly, pause. He's threatened to kill multiple people in this movie. Should murder put him up to S. Um. You know what? Here's my thing. I think had Hopper actually caused harm in this movie, I would have put him in S tier. But because he was like a lot of talk and nothing actually went through, he's only A.
Okay. So for the document purposes, you put Hopper in A and you
Yeah.
put Sid in B. I put Hopper in S and Sid in A. So
Like,
so
like I,
far I'm the easier grader.
you are the easier grader.
But it's okay. We all have our purposes. We need the hard grader sometimes to keep us in check. But with it said, Hopper is above Sid for both of us, and they are both currently in the Mount Rushmore with empty spot and empty spot.
So great, so great. I can't wait till we knock someone out.
Yeah. Uh, how do we feel about the song "The Time of Our Life" or "The Time of Your Life" from A Bug's Life? Because for me, I feel like I don't really remember much of it, and I've listened to this movie a couple times.
This will be a C tier song because I don't think it's a bad song. It's extremely forgettable.
Yeah, so I'm similarly definitely gonna put it lower. I'm gonna put it lower than you even. I'm gonna put this as a D because I feel like this is like not memorable to me at all. I don't remember how like dun-dun-dun. That's like kind of it. That's the melody. And like I think Randy Newman has better work and we're gonna like get to a
Yes.
lot of good songs. Like I'm so excited for the opening credits of Monsters Inc. That's a banger. Like are we gonna do real music that is incorporate it into these? Like, when we get to Finding Nemo Beyond the Sea, are we going to incorporate that? Because that is a real song from many decades before Finding Nemo. But like, I love that song.
I need to see how it's used in Finding Nemo.
Okay. I mean, it's end credits as this one is, but we'll get there when we get there. Do you have any quotes that stand out for you? Should we
Would
delete
it?
the quotes tab?
I think so.
Okay. I feel like there's so many good quotes and but we like read through them during the movie that we like.
Yeah.
Okay. And then MVP, LVP, and Luxo Ball of Comedy. So we have the Luxo Lamp Spotlight, the Luxo Ball of Comedy, and the LVP, which we still need to come up for a name for. Maybe the PT Flea bag of
The PT flea bag. I like it.
the PT Flea bag,
The PT flea bag. And PT flea gets my LVP.
bag of dust.
Like, God bless. I do not like it. Yeah, you know what? I like it. I like him representing just what sucks in the world.
And like shout out, I mean, I don't know how I feel, but like shout out to Petey Flea for being like an antagonist in this movie that was like comedic, but like John Ratzenberger gets the first ever double duty. I think he's the only person to be in both Toy Story and Bugs Life. I'll have to double check that real quick, but PT Flea is gonna get your
Yes.
LVP. And honestly, I'm gonna look at my notes. I don't think I disagree with you. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
can both say PT Flea here. There's nobody else that's like really speaking to me because even like the villain characters are more worthwhile and PT Flea is just
Yes.
like kind of obnoxious. Um,
Kind of.
kind of, yeah. So we both give PT Flea our PT Flea bag of dust point. Do you want to go Luxo Lamp Spotlight or Luxo Ball of Comedy?
Let's do ball comedy because I think that's easier for me.
Yes. Can I guess who your Ball of Comedy is going to be?
I'll give you one guess.
Francis.
You are so on the money.
Awesome. I am gonna go with
Like, especially looking at like my last one, Spitz Potato Head. Like, do I have a type?
you love the like kind of heckle character.
I do. I
Um,
do. I do.
I'm gonna go a little off the board. I'm gonna say Mr. Soil Dot and the Blueberries because of the mural.
Oh yeah, the mural was wild.
So should I just say the blueberries as a whole?
Yeah, the blueberries. Say the blueberries.
The blueberries.
That were wild. And that includes dots. Good
Yes.
girl.
So I'm gonna say Dot and the Blueberries.
Okay, dot and the blueberries.
The Blueberries, because that scene was so funny to me. Who's your Luxo Lamp Spotlight for the movie? Are you gonna give it to Flick for real?
No.
If
Flick is
PT Flea didn't exist, I think you could have given your point to Flick.
no. Like it was a race to the bottom for this one. No
Yeah.
offense to the people. I'll give it to the queen.
The Queen. I
I,
love
I
that.
I like the queen. I think the queen did good this movie.
Low
I was here
key,
for the queen.
low key, I almost gave Queen Princess Ada my PT Flea bag of dust.
I
Um,
can see that.
but I'm gonna give my Luxo Lamp spotlight to Dot because I feel like this movie, like Dot is the one who saves them all at the end by going and getting Flick, even though
That
they all
does.
said. But like the Queen also like yeah, the queen does her thing. I think she should have intercepted and been like, Ada, you're making stupid moves. But
She
I
should have
think
intercepted. She
the
should have.
queen,
I'll
the
give you that.
queen is our Cerie Fields of the movie, and I can never say a bad thing about Cerie Fields. Thus, I cannot say a bad thing about the queen. Let me just give a quick shout out to the rest of our voice cast here because this is an ensemble piece versus Toy Story is definitely a buddy comedy. But so we said Dave Foley as Flick, Kevin Spacey as Hopper, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Princess Ada, Hayden Panettiere as Dot, Phyllis Diller as the Queen. We love Phyllis Diller. Richard Kind as Molt, David Hyde Pierce as Slim, Joe Rampt as Heimlich, Dennis Leary as Francis, Jonathan Harris as Manny, Madeline Kahn as Gypsy, Bonnie Hunt as Rosie. Was she in a different? Was she in Toy Story? No, she wasn't. She might be in a future Toy Story though. Michael McShane as Tuck and Roll Your Faves. They're Hungary. They're from Hungary, apparently.
Oh,
Rachel Davey, Brad Hall, Jeff Pigeon, and Phil Proctor as the Hopper's Grasshopper cronies. Patrick Pinney as the Bug in the Bar and a grasshopper from Hopper's gang. Jack Angel as Thud, who's a horsefly and bodyguard to the Fly Brothers. Bob Bergen as Afy, the Queen's pet aphid. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but that's the green thing. Um, Jan Robson and Carlos Alazraqui as Axel and Loco. Robson also voices another grasshopper, while Alazraqui voices an ant that becomes lost when a leaf falls on the ant line. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
He's a famous voice actor, Carlos Alazraqui. He's like in Nickelodeon shows. He's Denzel Crocker. That's where I know him best from.
Denzel Crocker.
So we got Ashley Tisdale as the leader of the Blueberry Scouts, Roger Bumpass as Harry's mosquito, who orders the Bloody Mary, David Lander as Thumper, David Osman as Cornelius, Alex Rocco as Thorny, who is Ada's personal assistant, Edie McClurg as Dr. Flora, Roddy McDowell as Mr. Soil, Brad Garrett as Dim, and John Ratzenberger as AJ's bestie, PT Flea.
No,
And is that it on A
is
Bug's Life?
that
Is that a
is that
wrap?
is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap,
Um,
baby.
Okay, so I guess this is where like overall thoughts. What is your statement on Bug's Life?
Uh, Bug's Life happened,
It did happen.
and I think I am okay for it. Um,
That's it.
you know what? Great villain. Great villain.
Great villain, Hopper. Hopper ate it up, literally.
Did.
Yeah. So
I,
overall,
I
like
don't have a lot to say about
I
Buzz. That's the
appreciate.
worst part. I
Yeah.
think I like Buzz Life did not leave a lasting impression on me. It was fine. It was serviceable. It was enjoyable. Like it's a thing where it's like if I was being a completionist, I would watch this again. I
Which
wouldn't be
we
like
are.
fair. Um, but I don't think I'm ever going to actively seek out Bug's Life myself.
I I think I definitely will show it to my kids one day. But
Hmm.
otherwise, like, yeah, I kind of similar. Like, this is not one that I'm gonna immediately revisit. Like, I feel like it's the sophomore slump, which is recognizable when you're making television and movies. Like, not everything's gonna hit the same. If this was the first Pixar movie, I don't know if Pixar is as successful as Toy Story being the first one. But like at the end of the day, I enjoy watching it. I think there's a lot of great comedic moments, like jokes. Like again, like it's hard on the jokes and a less in your face way than Toy Story. Like it's very like if you're paying attention, you're paying attention. But like I enjoyed this. It's definitely not the last time I'm gonna watch it, but it's not gonna be something I revisit as often as some of the other Pixar stuff that we still have to get to. And
Like
go ahead.
here's my debate. Why I think Pixar could have survived the Bug's Life. I don't think it was like so bad that it was like this would have derailed Pixar. Like look at DreamWorks. Like Shrek is like multiple movies into DreamWorks,
Yeah,
and like
Prince of Egypt and Ansel both came before.
yeah, so like you can survive like not having the strongest start as long as you get your home run.
Hmm.
And like that was Shrek, and like Pixar just happened to get their home run first. Home run first.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. I enjoyed this watch. But like I said, Letterboxd, I gave this a 4 out of 5 versus like Toy Story, and that's also we'll see what happens with the other movies. Maybe this will like lower in my ratings, but there's a reason this is the second one so far, and I don't dislike the fact that I rewatched this. I greatly enjoyed my time revisiting this,
Hmm.
but the excitement beforehand and the excitement to get to some of the future projects is not the same where it was for Bug's Life. This is kind of just like I'm very like agnostic on this film, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like I
That's
don't
fair.
dislike it at all. I think Hopper's an incredible villain. I think the world building is great, but I'm very excited to get to toys. The next four specifically are like home runs for me that I'm very excited about. And the
Interesting.
feeling to like get to Bug's Life was more out of like, oh, I'm curious to revisit this for like the historical reasons, but not as much as like It wasn't like an excitement to rewatch Bug's Life. It was like, oh, I'm excited to talk about Bug's Life and rediscover it, versus the like, oh, I'm jazzed for Toy Story 2. Like I am out of my seat. Like the way we talked about being giddy after Toy Story, I have those feelings starting to bubble up again for the next couple ones. And that feeling wasn't there for Bugs Life, which like no shade. And maybe like if you're a Bugs Life defender, please email us and let us know about it
Defend.
because we would love to like have that defense. We might do like a Pixar, like some different like mini episodes, like talking about like audience feedback or whatever
Hmm.
throughout this project. So yeah, you can always email me at Felipe at the Brazilian Dragon podcast.com. With that said, AJ, should we start previewing Toy Story 2?
Let's preview Toy Story
So
2.
I'll give you the floor. What are you excited about for Toy Story 2?
I remember so little Toy Story 2. Like
Really?
I remember I know this is where we're introduced to Jesse. I remember the very sad Jesse scene, and I remember the villain, and that is it.
And we'll revisit this conversation. Like, this is just a preview of it when we start the Toy Story 2 podcast. Like, you
Yes.
truly don't remember much stuff?
I do not
When
remember
was the
much.
last time you watched Toy Story 2, and what's your background with it? Like, did you watch it a lot as a kid?
I could not have. Like with how little is currently in my head. Like I think of the movies so far, this probably has the least pause of the movies up until maybe like Brave. Like this is the movie I remember the least.
You remember Bug's Life more than Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Wow. See,
And
Toy
I
Story,
know a lot of people like think Toy Story 2 is the peak of Pixar. So I think it's funny that like I remember so
that's
little.
very interesting because we have very different experiences. This is the first time. I mean, Bug's Life, you kind of had more familiarity than I did. Like, but Toy Story, we were both like watching on loop. But like,
Mhm.
we had the DVD box set for Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So like,
Mhm.
this was like they were both on consistently for me and my brother all the time. Like, Toy Story 2 was definitely my favorite as a kid of the two. I think it's long term been my favorite of the Toy Story
Mhm.
films. I think the action set pieces are very fun. Like, I mean, the airport sequence near the end. There's the mall sequence that's very fun. There's like, this is like a great adventure movie. There's great comedy as well. I mean, Toy Story never misses with the comedy. A great voice
Mhm.
cast. We got uh I was gonna say Joan Crawford, but I'm like, that's not it. That's that lady's no. But we get so we get oh my God. Who are the voice casts? We get Wayne Knight for Al Stuybarn, Jessie, voice actress, Tris, uh, for oh my God, Toy Story. Sorry, AJ. Joan Cusack, not Joan Crawford.
Mhm.
Okay, that's why I was like, it's that was gonna bother me all day. But Joan Cusack as Jessie, we get Wayne Knight as Al's Toy Barn, we get Mrs. Potato Head, Estelle Harris. So we get some great new introductions. Wheezy's in this movie. I think that's also Joe Ranft. But like, I'm so excited for Toy Story 2. I think like the set pieces have stand out, live rent free in my head. We get one of the saddest Pixar moments of all time. We get like it's just Woody and the gang. We get more Woody lore. Like we get a ton of Buzz lore as well with like Zurg. We get the opening
Mhm.
sequence where Rex is playing the video game. Oh, I'm so hyped for Toy Story 2. Like I cannot wait to discuss it. Like this was on constantly. This is probably my favorite of the Toy Story films, and like is in my top three of Pixar movies probably. Like at
Mhm.
this point in time. So I cannot wait to revisit this and talk about it with you. Um, so that's where we're heading next. So we're about to disembark at this station. We're pulling into Toy Story 2, which will, or we're pulling into the Bugs Life station here. We need to figure out our train metaphor better. But with that said, AJ, where are the plugs at? Tell the people what they should be watching, checking out.
Watch me on Twitch playing some games, having some fun. The kid AJ Norris, Goose Goose Ducking, Pokemoning, other gamings, hopefully soon.
Maybe the Bugs
But
Life video game.
definitely not. And you can also, if you want to hear some more from me, you can go over to the Free Agents Millennial TV podcast, where me and the great Matt Lagori are talking Drake and Josh every week.
I am so excited for you to enter your Helen era now. And Crazy Steve, oh my God,
Yes.
excitement. Do you think Crazy Steve causes more shenanigans in the movie theater than Flick causes in the ant colony?
Like Flick causes so much mayhem wherever Flick goes. I genuinely believe the sole reason the bar rolled away was because Flick was there.
That's so funny. Um, Anyways, in terms of Brazilian Dragon Productions, if you want to help support the podcast, we got a Patreon, patreon.com/slash Brazilian Dragon Productions, and we got a Substack, substack.com/slash the Brazilian Dragon. Links in the show notes. You can also listen to our sister sibling podcast, Slime Time
Woohoo.
Rewind, all about Nickelodeon cartoons, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel original movies, PBS Kids, lots of fun stuff over there. Nicole Horn and I recently did a podcast at time of record on the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, and we got more stuff in the can going out to the Slime Time Rewind feed. Coming up on the Brazilian Dragon patron feed, if anybody's excited, it's going to be another edition of the Dragon's Den coming after the Survivor 50 finale. Myself and the great Ari Ferrari. We're bringing
Ooh,
back the
ooh.
Brazilian Dragon Games. Brazilian Dragon Games is going to be Survivor winners. So we'll
Ooh.
simulate a Hunger Games simulation. So if you want to get that, that is going to be a patron exclusive with some other Dragon's Den content. You never know what we're going to talk about. And otherwise, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at What the Fleep, Letterbox at Brazilian Dragon, and follow the Brazilian Dragon production page on Instagram at the Brazilian Dragon. Please go help us. Everything helps. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And AJ, what do we want people to do on the Animation Station podcast feed?
5 stars. 5 stars only. That's all I care about.
Yeah, you can literally say this podcast is horrible with your words, but as long as you give it a 5-star review, that's all that matters. Like, but if you're enjoying our content, please tell your friends about it. We're really excited about this project. You know, we all know you have a Pixar fan in your life. Give this present to your father on Father's Day, or to any grads in your life. AJ's birthday is coming up at time of record. Please celebrate by listening to this podcast. And with that said, AJ, anything else, or should we get onto the circus truck and start disembarking from the tram?
Let's disembark, baby. Let's have some fun. Do the next movie.
All right, everybody, from myself and AJ, we are arriving at the station. Obrigado for listening. Goodbye.